Hello, everyone, and welcome to the High Roller Super Millions Week 2 of the second year. It is 54 weeks in, and I'm finally not at home. So that's why I look a little brighter, and everything is going to look a little perhaps less perfect than it is for my own little nerd kingdom at home. But I think we can still run this show. I'm full of confidence because I am joined, as always, by the one and only Nanonoko. What's up, Nano?
No, it's good to hear. Everything's going on with you, right? Because apparently you're over in Sweden going to do some professional commentary for StarCraft DreamHack. Is that right? I forget.
Yeah, sort of. It's not like an official DreamHack, but DreamHack is the one who's running defense, so you're pretty close.
All right, yeah, but you still made time to come out for our Super Millions show. I appreciate that. It wouldn't be the same without you, because then I'd just be like, well, when's the guy going to talk about Pocket Fours again?
Couldn't do that to you. Obviously, you guys know the drill. We are 10 minutes before 7 Central European Summer Time, and that means you guys still have a little bit of time to do some final table betting. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 9 players that have made it to the final table of week 2 of our second season. This is our lineup, and Nanonoko, my social media showed me that you even made a little preview video already talking about the man who's won our anniversary edition, Judd Trump. What do you want to say about Judd Trump, Nanonoko?
I mean, Judd Trump, he comes in with about 20 big blinds. It's not a lot. I believe he comes in actually in about 8th place. But we know he just won this anniversary edition, right, for almost $1 million. That's hard to do. And he's been to our final table, I think maybe 2 times, I believe 2 or 3. But the first time he came, he had like 2 big blinds or something. He was out like right away. Maybe the second time was really, but when he finally came with a big stack, he won it. He was very impressive, very solid. Still don't know who this guy is. I don't think it's the actual snooker player, the world champ or whatever it is, right? But I was looking at the names. I was like, it's kind of hard to figure out who's going to win this tournament. I mean, Enrico stands out a lot just because he's got a lot of chips. But I was like, maybe some Judd Trump run good at 19. Was it 20.5 to 1? I believe it was. It's pretty good odds. It's a good chance. It kind of reminds me of Thomas Muehloecker at the bottom, like the bottoms always feel good, but then maybe they won't win. Who knows?
Well, I was kind of eyeing the guys in the center. I know you asked me, like, during all of this, your journey to Sweden, did you still manage to get some final table betting in? Of course I did, Nanonoko. And I actually fired a little bit of money on Bert Stevens and Pascal Hartmann. The 2 guys in the center, really good odds, 10 to 1. Enrico, sure, he's got all the chips, but he sold 37% of his action to one guy. I have the feeling he's going to be a little bit reckless. And let's be real, every single time we saw Bert Stevens, he was really good.
Yeah, I really like seeing Bert Stevens again. I feel like it has been a while since we've seen him, but he doesn't play every single one, if I recall. When he did come to the final table, he shipped it. That was a really nice performance, the one he did win. The other time he came to the final table, he got Ben CB Powerhouse, right? He had the pocket kings against the king 6 suited. He probably would have won that one if he had won that hand, which he should have. So at 850, I like the bet. I think if you look at who's betting, he's the guy with the second most amount of money put on him, just because the chip leader's got 2x the chip lead. That's why there's so many people much money on him. But I do like Bert Stevens. It's been a while since we've seen Pascal too, isn't it, Roddy?
It really has been, but he also always stood out to me as a very solid player. And I was like, well, just picking one guy is not that fun, because then if he does run into a king 6 of spades, then it's obviously not going to go very well. So I was like, you know what, we're going to fire some money on Pascal Hartmann too. Let's talk about Thomas Muehloecker though, Nanonoko. He's back again. I believed week after week after week. This week, he made it to our final table with 268,000 chippies. That's not a lot.
It's not a lot. I believe I was looking at profiles ahead of time. 4 final tables back to back to back to back. It's pretty sick. Yes, one of them was a 1K, but that's because, Super Millions wasn't happening that week. Pretty impressive. I believe the last week, though, he went out first hand. Or no, was that 2? Has he gone out 3 times in a row? Is that possible, Roddy?
I don't know.
Not 3 times, 2 times. Because this is today. I'm gonna say he hasn't busted today yet.
Last week he definitely went out first, and it was the very first hand. Our chip leader opened with pocket 8s. He re-jammed 7s. Chip leader called, or pocket 8s, pocket 9s, whatever it was. One hand. Well, I do think that Thomas Muehloecker is going to live longer than he did last week. I mean, he had once more a day and a half to get ready for the final table of the High Roller Super Millions. But I think it's going to be very difficult even for someone who's as good as Thomas Muehloecker to run this one up.
How come you didn't put money on him this time? Is it because the last 3 times you did, he just did not deliver?
A little bit of that, and the other part is that the Omaha gods were very cruel to me, mate. I didn't even play that much. I was like, you know what, between StarCraft 2 tournaments, traveling a little bit, play a couple hands, you know, ones where the EV graph goes here, but the net loss goes like down the
That's
back.
the worst.
That's kind of how it looked, and I was like, man, I don't even feel like I played like a baboon today, which is what I normally do. I was like, I was playing all right, but you know how it goes, especially 5-card. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna behave, and we're actually gonna try to make some money out of final table betting rather than just dream.
Yeah, because last week you just fired off so much money on so many different people for some odd reason and did not work out. But I do like your 2 bets in the middle. We do have a lot of new names, I feel like, here. I'm a little bit surprised you weren't a little bit interested in Marius Garrison. I feel like you remember that name. I think he performs okay in the Super Millions, but he also has a similar stack to the other 2 guys you put money on today.
I was looking at Pascal or Marius, so I was like, I'm not gonna pick 3 guys because then it just becomes excessive again, and then if you miss all 3, it's gonna hurt like it did last week, and then you're gonna make way too much fun of me. So I was like, no, none of that. I was like, Pascal or Marius. I'm like, Marius is good, but I think I prefer Pascal style, so I went with Pascal.
I see, but he was on your radar. It wasn't like
Absolutely.
You completely missed him.
It was those 3 for me. The 3 guys at the top, like maybe David Schnepp, because I feel like whenever we have someone from Hungary that we're not that familiar with, they actually play really good. So I was like, that could actually be a good one too, especially since he comes in with 1.7 million chips. I was like, nah. Last week we had a chess Grandmaster League winning. I think this week, I believe in Bert Stevens, I really do. But if it's not Bert, let it be Pascal.
Well, just remember later when we do our final table picks for our little side bet, you get first pick this week. So I'm not going to go steal your picks or anything like that. I know you're going to pick Thomas Muehloecker, who's at the bottom, and go for that, 30-1 and hope for it. But just throwing that out there, just a reminder, Roddy.
Muehloecker, I'll be real with you. All my colleagues are out watching the Euro football at this moment. And I was like, you know, that sounds really fun. But you know what's way more fun? It's seeing Pocket Force make a set and get one up on the board over you for a yearly ongoing back. I said, sorry guys, Sweden is even playing. I have the feeling that this place is probably going to explode if they do make a goal. The good news for all of us is that Sweden doesn't score too many goals, so I think I'll be fine, at least until pretty deep into the show. Yeah, it's going to be an adventurous evening for me here, but I think it's going to be fun. You guys have 2 minutes at home left to fire up some last minute final table bets. I mean, I think my 2 picks are good. I think you go with Bert Stevens and Pascal Hartmann. You still believe in Judd Trump?
I mean, I liked his odds, right? I do believe in him, but, you know, I do really believe in our chip leader, Enrico. He's got 3.3 million chips, 2 times the stack of the second place guy. He's been to our final tables several times. I don't think he's gotten a top 2 finish yet, though. But he does seem to come in with a big stack every single time. Today, maybe his day, because more new names today.
Are you familiar with Alex GL Russ 77?
I have no idea who that is, but he did satellite into this event, so just take it for what it is. But you know what's the funny thing? I'm looking at the odds, right? Judd Trump, you would have got better odds before had he not won the anniversary edition, right? For sure, this guy'd be like 25-1, but now they're like, yeah, we got to lower that down a little bit. We know people are interested.
What I actually think is funny is that there are still $700 on Thomas Muehloecker. So there are people out there that maybe they haven't seen the previous weeks, but they truly believe. The thing is, we know that Thomas Muehloecker has the skills. It's just that he hasn't been running good. And if you come into this final table with 268,000 chips, don't know exactly how many big blinds it is. I actually did take a screenshot.
It's around 10.
Yeah, it's 10.7. I mean, I guess one double up in the dream is alive, but I don't know, no. I believe in miracles, but a lot of miracles have also been shattered this week. My national football team lost. I've been in the gutter ever since. It's been heartbreaking. It's been devastating. I didn't see this miracle happen. Final table betting is closed, which means it is time for our actual pre-show where we take a look at all the profiles of the 9 guys that have made it to our final table. But not before I asked Nanonoko if anything stood out for you in the world of poker this week.
I feel like there was something. Now I just cannot remember, so I'm going to pass, Roddy. I can't remember now.
Phil Hellmuth being the GOAT or something? I saw.
I mean, he is the GOAT. I don't know if you're aware, but he beat Daniel Negreanu 3 times in a heads-up sit-and go. Scooped 400. He got 400K in that one. It's pretty amazing because this guy plays the weirdest style possible. Literally the weirdest. Like, for example, apparently he limped Ace-Jack suited, got raised, and folded pre-flop in a heads-up match. I don't know how. But he did it, and then he somehow gets 5 bets in with 8-3 suited and bluffs his opponent. He's ridiculous, but thank God these guys don't see Phil Hellmuth here because it's a guaranteed win for that
guy. Phil had actually one of those moments a little while ago too, while they were battling it out in the Poker Go studio, where he got a lot of action with third pair, and then earlier he just limped King Jack, and then he folded second pair to a single bet, and he was right. And everyone was like, just because it was the right play doesn't mean it's right. And he's like, no one can do this other than me. And that's where the whole Apex Predator shit came across, and Phil had a nice little rant. It was quite something. All right, let's just go ahead and dive into the profiles then, so we can take a look at some of these players that we're not that familiar with. I mean, last week we had a couple of new names. This week, a lot of new names. Let's go ahead and see what Enrico has been up to. I know he's made it to a final table before. Here he is, Enrico Kamoski. I feel like last time he also came in with a massive stack, or am I making this up?
No, you're not. I do recall, I think he came in first or second place last week. He did end up in 4th place. I do remember he was a fighter, and then when we were watching the pre-show last time, he was involved in every single hand history. So, you know, like, we haven't seen him win it or get top 2 yet. We haven't seen him that many times, but he seems to make a lot of deep runs, and when he does, he gets a big stack. So that's a style that you know is involved. He's not just getting aces versus kings at the very last hand and just happens to be chip leader. No, this guy fights for it. Did so action. I do recall I was looking at the GG lobby, just some other tournaments the other day, and Enrico was like at the final 3 or 4 of other big tournaments, you know, 1Ks, 2Ks, and 5Ks at the same time as he's playing this. So he's good. I don't know that I don't really know him before the Super Millions. I feel like we're going to know him in season 2 because he's already got another final table here. Yeah, but he sold 37%, so normally he doesn't play 10Ks, I assume.
Nope, and he apparently sold all 37% to one guy. One guy just bought it all, so he's gonna have the sweat of his life tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of the hands that Enrico had, and then Noko. This is the first time in 54 weeks where I have not been able to do my previews because just nothing was working for me today. I legit have been a bit unlucky, but we're gonna save the sub story. So let's take a look at this hand. Apparently it was 6-4 of clubs against Queen Jack. Very unfortunate for Thomas Muehloecker, making the nut straight on the river, and just calling off is kind of impressive, actually.
Yeah, he looks like he has 157K behind after his opponent bet, but Enrico got a lot of value here. He did check call the flop flush there, saw the check back turn, and he went for an overbet on the river, got paid off because, you know, he bets like 60K, he still gets called and he gets a lot less. Enrico knows he likes to make big plays, and he's going to get paid off. He's going to put I don't know, I'm starting to feel Enrico a lot today, Roddy. I'm trying to decide who to pick for our little side bet later.
Well, we know that you're quite notorious for just picking guys with a lot of chips in Nanonoko, so don't change yourself now, no need for that. All right, well, interesting hand. I think really unfortunate run out for Thomas Muehloecker. What makes it even worse, I guess, is that he's holding the jack of clubs too, right? Makes it a little bit less likely that his opponent just flopped it. I think it's just one of these hands where you have to call if you're Thomas Muehloecker, right? Would Phil Hellmuth fold?
He might.
Yeah.
What should you fold is the real question. It always usually is no, but somehow he gets it right.
All right, then let's go ahead and take a look at the man that is chasing him. In second tonight, we've got David Schnapp from Hungary. Apparently 1.9 million in GGPoker winnings. This is his first ever high roller Super Millions, not just of season 2, guys, but including season 1 as well. Apparently did play a couple of... What are the scores in the bottom right? Just some Spring Series festivals, high rollers, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it looks like we're posting a GGSF-H05. I have no idea what that is. I'm gonna go with... These are just random tournaments during Super Millions week. And yeah, unless there's a chance we just didn't talk. No, season 1 Super Million wins. He actually apparently got 112K in earnings, according to the...
Yes.
Yep. They're tricking us here. First ever Super Millions appearance in season 2. Well, that's probably for a lot of people production, but we're gonna let that slide.
Okay, so he has played, he has cashed, just never made it to a final table, including season 1 apparently. Yeah, season 1 ranked 229. I almost forgot that we got these fancy new graphics that we can just make it a bit easier on ourselves. Alright, so we didn't see much of him. Seems like he prefers some of the bigger events, like the Spring Series Festival, the High Roller Weeks. Let's just go ahead and take a look at one of the hands of David to see if we can get to know a little more about him. Apparently had ace-6 offsuit as he was battling it out with our very favorite Mr. Gamble. And I see an ace-10 of clubs. Poor Mr. Gamble flops the world, ends up with nothing.
I mean, look how far ahead Mr. Gamble is on the flop, right? Mr. Gamble flopped top pair and a flush draw, and he's got the ace to block his opponent needs to hit the, what's it, 2 sixes? Oh, 3 sixes, right? Oh, I can't count.
2, mate. There's only 4 sixes in the deck, Muehloecker. There are no 5 sixes, and it doesn't matter if there is a club on the board. He needs to hit one of the 2 sixes. It's a spade or a heart, Muehloecker.
I'm all thinking, okay, there's a 6 of clubs somewhere, you know. I'm like, oh man, I'm still bad at poker apparently. Nothing has changed there. But he got extremely lucky here. Just drilled it on the turn. That's the thing. He had to hit on the turn. Can you imagine, like, the 2 of diamonds rolls off. He just folds the turn, never gets the seat. You know, it's just perfect run out. Comes in second place. Don't know much about him, but based on the profile, the dude had, like, he played a bunch of 5Ks and some 25Ks here, so he probably knows what he's doing.
All right. Well, then let's go ahead and take a look at the man who comes in third to this final table, the High Roller Super Millions. Week 2, Season 2. Molinelli apparently has made $145,000 of the very first season of the High Roller Super Millions, ranked 205. Means he has played a couple of times. Apparently that was all of one cash of the GG Spring Series Festival main event, 145K. Congrats to him, but apparently made all the money in a single event. Muehloecker, he made money today. How much is it going to be though?
I mean, he did settle in for just 525 bucks. That's pretty good, because usually people settle in with 1K, so he looks like he played one of those bigger megas or something. Normally plays $500 to 1Ks. He probably plays, I don't know if he plays any events you play, but he's got a lot of GGPoker winnings. Doesn't normally play these 10Ks. I think he wouldn't have played had he not satellited in. But I actually remember his name, and it's because I did a broadcast for the APT with Lin G, and he was at that final table, and that tournament was, say, a couple $100, but the main event was massive, so, you know, it's a big prize. And I recall in that final table, he was playing very icy, where he was very, you know, he didn't want to bust. He was like smooth calling like kings and stuff like this. So today, I kind of expect a similar thing where he doesn't normally play 10Ks. He's got a big stack. He's just going to hang in there and play real solid and try to get those pay jumps.
I get a little jealous when you talk about the final table. I know how much fun you had there. No one to talk about pocket fours. They did hit. I still remember. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of the hands that Molinelli had on his journey to this final table. It seems like he was battling it out with your favorite, Michael Adamo. Jack-10 of spades versus Queen-Jack of clubs. Well, that is very unfortunate for Mr. Michael Adamo. That queen rolling off on the turn.
Yeah, like they're probably willing to commit it no matter what anyways, and the queen just destroys Adamo, right? Because now he's drawing like almost dead. Will we ever see a Michael Adamo? Is he going to potentially win 3 of the first 10 in Season 2? He's already down 2 shots. I don't know. Probably not. But we'll see. It's still possible.
If he wins 3 out of the next 8 editions, I may consider a Muehloecker tattoo. It is not a promise, because I've already made some outrageous promises lately about tattoos, and one of them is getting awfully close, and I'm like, uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't go make this my default, but don't think it's gonna happen, Muehloecker. It seems incredibly unlikely. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the man who comes in fourth there. Just kind of an unfortunate turn for Muehloecker. There's a reason why we don't have him. Here he is, the incredibly handsome Austrian or German, also known as Puffchin. I don't know, guys, my German is not that good anymore. Pascal Hartmann, he's back. As you guys can see, he was pretty damn successful in the very first season of the High Roller Super Millions. 1.3 million in winnings, ranked 20 overall. Won an edition, got second place once, got fifth place once. I mean, it's good to see Pascal Hartmann back, Muehloecker. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's been a while, but when he did final table in season 1, he posted some good scores. You know, first, second, and fifth is pretty impressive. It's not Thomas Muehloecker who's posting 9th place finishes every time he comes to the final table, but this is impressive, and he's very good. Yes, we didn't see him from February onwards to today, but now he's back to make his statement.
Let's go ahead and take a look at one of the hands that Pascal Hartmann had on his journey to this final table. Obviously, the live poker starts in 19 minutes, guys. We've got a pre-show. We've got a pre-show. That's what you're currently watching, just to get a little more familiar with these guys. And also, just got a little sneak peek on how they got the majority of their chips. Well, this is a classic, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, but the way it plays out is not a classic. It actually, Pascal, he smooth calls pocket aces on the button. And then there's a lead out for all in for 9K. Then there's a raise, there's a smooth call, and you know, they're all just trapping each other, right? They get it on the turn, and then they flip up kings versus aces, and they're just on Marius's mega tilt, I'm sure. And he holds the 2 aces. Nice.
Talk about the 10-9, mate. What is that 10-9 doing?
The 10-9's got like a 3 big blinds or 4 or 5 big blinds, so he's just hoping for the best, you know. GG. He's got 2 big blinds on the flop. I mean, he doesn't really have much on the flop, but he sees the back doors. So the thing is, he's a short stack, and he definitely, you know, he sees the back doors whether he's a big stack or short stack, and no, he was.
Yeah, actually, I think it makes sense with 10-9 of hearts. Where, you know, if a jack of hearts rolls up or a 7 of hearts, then all of a sudden you've got the world. A 10 or a 9 could very well be good because you got 2 overcards to the board. Yeah, now that I look at his stack, I can actually get behind that play. Nothing you could really do. Obviously, nothing that Marius Giese could do either there. He probably felt real good when he saw the chips go in, but at least pretty good. Let's hope the kings hold. Well, the kings were behind against the aces of Pascal Hartmann. We're done with Pascal too. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next player. Something went wrong on my laptop, mate. I can't even see the clock anymore, but I fortunately do have a cell phone, so I know we still have plenty of time. This is Marius Giese. As you guys can see, was also pretty active in the very first season of the High Roller Super Millions, won close to 1 million, ranked 45 overall. And I gotta say, this is a pretty sexy profile, Muehloecker.
Yeah, real solid. You know, like for David earlier, we were showing all his 5K scores in 125K. This guy, we're changing the 5K to 10K scores. He's a good player, clearly. He got a 2nd place finish for 460. That's a lot for a 2nd place finish, right? Because we've seen Super Millions pay less, of course, in the past. He doesn't play all the Super Millions, too. He's actually a cash game player. So cash game players are always impressive, and he's coming in with 40 big blinds. Cash game players can work with that.
Expecting a lot out of Marius. We expect some fireworks. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of the hands that Marius had. We just saw him lose some chips with kings against aces. This time it seems like he was on the right end of things with his queens flopping top set. And I gotta say that is a pretty unfortunate turn for our Brazilian player there. And I know these hands, I have the feeling that they're gonna be pretty hard for you to analyze as well, because yeah, I mean, this is all kind of centered, right? I mean, somebody limps, he raises the queens, he gets scalped. Yeah, it's nice to play poker like that when you flop top set and you turn a full house.
Yeah, it's super easy for him to play, and I can't imagine a world when I'm the opponent thinking I'm ever beat here too, right? Like, you got the 7 on this board right now. It's a blind versus blind spot. Like, how can you be beat and you're beat and you're sent packing? But great flop, and you know, it's funny if you look at the hand, right? He raises so tiny pre-flop too. He's like trying to make sure his opponent calls. He makes it 2.5 big blinds after the limp. He min bets the flop, checks the turn, and you know, he's just like trying to get his opponent, and he got it. He got all of it.
Yeah, poor guy. I mean, I guess for a split second you could maybe think of Queen 7, but it's so incredibly unlikely because your opponent would have to have the last K7. Just don't see that very often. And Queens is that other option, but they never have Queens on the big blind Muehloecker. That's virtually impossible. Unless apparently you're Marius Giese, then you can have Queens, you can flop top set, and life is pretty good. So then let's go ahead and take a look at the man who is chasing him. Is that my man? Is it time to talk about Bert Stevens? Who's up next, production? Show us our next beautiful player. There he is. Talk to me, Muehloecker. Something about him loving animals. I know it. Go ahead, talk about it.
Yeah, yeah, he's got a farm, man. The dude's got, I mean, what does he got? He's got probably got a cow, he's got cats, he's got pigs. I'm sure he's got every single animal out there. Well, I mean, not every single one, but he's got a lot. But this is a nice profile too. 10Ks, 25Ks, 5Ks. He shipped our tournament before. Like, that's the one. January 31st, 5th place. He should have won it. The stupid Ben CB. Yep. King 6 suited powerhouse. Now, yeah, remember, when he lost to King 6 suited, he had pocket kings, and the flop was 3 clubs, not Ben CB's suit. Somehow makes it straight, and some other guy's holding pocket 10s or something, and he's blocking all this. Oh, that hand tilts me now that I think about it. I'm done.
It was one of the most undeserving hands I think that anyone has ever seen. But yes, it happened. I do believe he even had the king of clubs. So I believe that any club at that point would have been good for him too. And the man is known as Giraffe Ganger. If you guys go around the Twitch world, I'm sure you'll see a couple poker players talk about how good Bert Stevens is, how good the Giraffe Ganger is. I'm really happy to see him make a final table early into season 2. You guys can see season 1 maybe not as good as it should have been, and perhaps not as good as it was in my mind either, because I feel like rank 45. If you would have asked me where would he have placed, I would have probably put him a bit higher than Muehloecker with a victory and all that. Would have probably put him in my top 20, maybe top 25, maybe even top 15, but apparently did not get that close. We just had too many successful players. Rank 45 still not all that bad, because I think we had a grand total of 1,300 unique players throughout the entire tournament series. So, you know, being ranked 45 out of 1,300 is not too shabby. As you guys can see, the man does amazing in pretty much everything he participates in. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of the hands that Bert Stevens had on his journey to this final table.
Or not.
I mean, we don't have to rush it. We could rush it. Queen 10 of clubs against ace 9 of Enrico, and I'm glad to say that this was not one of the hands that helped him get here, because I think it's safe to say that this hand didn't really help him. Muehloecker, this has to be one of the more interesting hands to talk about it, so feel free, mate, the floor is yours.
Yep, so Bert Stevens here raises in early position of Queen 10 suited, flops an open and a straight draw, double gutter actually. Goes for a little c-bet, as most people do. Gets called. In the turn, he goes big. He puts about 75% of pot. Trying to put pressure on those. He'll probably get all the jacks and 8s to fold. And he'll get some weak ace X's to fold. But Enrico, you know, he's a little sticky here and there. You know, he fights for pots, makes a good call, the ace 9. Not sure what would have happened on the river card, but Bert Stevens like, alright, wrong opponent to try to triple barrel off here. And, no, I think there's a decent chance he gets called on the river too.
Kind of crazy because the bet on the turn is very big. I'm gonna say that's not a bet that I like to just call with ace 9, especially being out of position, knowing that you're gonna have to check the river again. Pot being as big as it is, over 20 big blinds. What if Bert Stevens bets an additional 11 or 12 big blinds there? I don't know if... Is there anyone who can make the call other than Phil Hellmuth?
Other Phil Ivey, maybe, you know? It'd be tough, man. If someone triple barrels you from early position on ace jack 8 3 10, I'm gonna think they've got it, right? these guys, they always try to level each other. But the thing is, Bert Steven, I didn't like to see the 10 that much because one, you know, his opponent maybe has like an ace 10, which is possible. Check call. But also, I suppose if 10 gives him some showdown, does it? No, not really. I was gonna say if the 8 of diamonds wasn't out there, then maybe he beats the 8-9 suited, but that's not possible now that I look at it more carefully. So I think he just gave up, expected to lose.
All right. Well, sometimes I guess we do have to wave the white flag. Maybe that's something I should do a little more often in 5-card, Nano. You call down with just pair of aces, queen kicker. You think you're good. Once every 5 times you're good, but not a plus if you move. Let's go on and move on and take a look at the next profile. The cards will go up in the virtual air in 10 minutes. So Muehloecker, we have plenty to talk about. We've kind of just been blazing through this pre-show. We're now taking a look at the profile of our man Alex G.L. Russ. Apparently has played in a couple of the high roller super millions in the past, has satellited his way into this one, 65k in winnings, rank 297. Oh well, doesn't tell us all that much, does it?
No, it does not. And you know, he only got one score in season 1 of the Super Millions for 65k, but it's an 18th place finish. But he does play some pretty big tournaments. He played 25k, he played some 10ks, 5k, 2ks, 1ks. So, no, really, I just don't know much about him. But apparently, he plays big.
Well, maybe we know a little more about him after we can take a look at one of the hands at Alex G.L. Russ. I think we're just gonna go with Alex for the rest of the night. Hopefully, he does not mind. Has played on his journey to this final table with pocket jacks and a good old ace king flop. You love to see it when you've got the jacks. Nano, that is an adventurous move on the flop, if you ask me. Talk to me.
Yeah, it's a really weird hand if you really look more carefully. Alex here is sitting on 20 big blinds. First off, he doesn't get at all in pre-flop, which is kind of weird. He puts in half his stack. Then it comes, I'm like, okay, maybe he calls half his stack and is gonna wait for a safe flop, right? Because like, okay, this guy probably has ace king, ace queen. Then it comes to one of the worst flops in the world, and his opponent bets 2 big blinds and he jams it in. It's kind of weird. I mean, it is technically possible he got queens to fold, I suppose, but like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. But Pedro here, you know, he re-raises like, pot's huge. He only bets 10% pot. He folds to the shove. I'm gonna guess Pedro had like a pocket 10s or 9s or something like that. Maybe Alex missed out on some value.
Is there a world where he got a weak ace to fold? Like an ace 3, an ace 4, and ace 5?
Nah, impossible, because they're playing 20 big blinds and the guy put in 10 big blinds. Like 12 big blinds already, right? Like it just be literally impossible, Roddy. I think Alex maybe got a misstep here. I don't know. I'm gonna guess he doesn't normally. He's not the biggest poker professional out there. Maybe we'll see.
I mean, it does take courage to make a move like this, mate. Because if I sit there and the pot is already that big and I've got jacks and involves ace king, I just mumble to myself. It's so sick. Never a good flop with jacks. Like, what do I do now? It's nothing I can do, guys. I feel like
let's confirm it. Let's go all in and confirm it. Yep, I was right. You know, sometimes the ace king, they don't got it.
Pretty insane play by Alex. Well, I think I speak for both of us when I say we'd like to see a little more of that today, mate. That would be a lot of fun. Give us some feisty fireworks, and obviously good luck at this final table. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next profile. Is it time to talk about our shorter stack? No, not yet. We're gonna talk about your guy, Muehloecker. He's here again. Judd Trump in the first 45 weeks of the High Roller Super Millions. We barely knew this guy, and now I feel like he's becoming a Neil Michael Adamo, Nicholas Estet kind of dude.
I mean, like when I believe you said that he didn't play that many Super Millions. He did missed out on maybe the first half of it or first 32% of it. Then he started to play them. Then when he first showed up at our final table, he got 9th place. The guy had like maybe 5 big blinds or something, and then he busted real quick. And the second time he reached the final table, also very short, busted very quick. But then, Anniversary Edition, stole the show, made some big moves, played really solid, shipped it for almost $1 million. Today, 8th place, but you know, it's so close together, right? Like if you told me he reached our final table today, like, but it's been 6 months since he reached the final table, he's not running hot no more. He might still be running hot.
It's kind of funny because even 1 or 2 of the weeks where he didn't make the final table, I was following the final 14, final 15, and he was there and he was again hovering at the bottom. I was like, man, is this dude ever gonna come in with like an actual stack, or are we just gonna try to make that little extra, slightly bigger pay jump to the final 9? Well, he definitely showed us by winning our anniversary edition, and now I feel like he's just becoming a household name in our tournament series, which is really cool. I'd love to see an actual picture of him. I want to know what we're dealing with, you know. Are we dealing with a feisty, aggressive Russian sitting in a tank top playing 24 tables? Or are we dealing with an old man who's sitting there drinking whiskey and smoking a cigar, clicking one table buttons? I need to know these things, Nanonoko. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at one of the hands that Judd Trump had on his journey to just another final table. Well, this is also quite the setup. Nanonoko, I'll let you do the talking.
It's a huge setup, and he makes a lot of big blinds in this hand. He raises pocket jacks, and actually the flop is quite interesting because he flops amazing flop, but you know his opponent can't really have much. He checks, then he goes for a check raise with top set, no flush draws out there. His opponent actually does have the case jack and top kicker. He bets a turn, rivers the ace for his opponent, hits top 2 pairs, they get it all in, just brutal. But tell you, this guy's running hot. If he hits this kind of hand in this tournament, like, and he won the previous $1 million bucks in that one, like, could still be continuing. 20 big blinds is the dream.
These kinds of rivers, they make me throw up a little bit. It's just like, oh, come on. I wouldn't wish this upon my worst poker enemy, okay? There are definitely 3 or 4 guys in GGPoker. I hope they lose every hand. I wouldn't wish this upon them. This is just like, so brutal. I feel like there's really not too much that anyone can do there, but obviously lovely kneels for Judd Trump. That means it's time for us to cover our shortest stack coming into the final table of week 2 of the High Roller Super Millions. Let's take a look at the not so beautiful profile of Thomas Muehloecker. Well, it could be pretty. Almost everything about this profile is pretty, Nanonoko, other than the bottom right side.
Yeah, but the funny thing is he actually got $366,000 in that tournament March 8th. That's a lot for a 7th place finish. Must have been like $1 million for first, but 10.7 BBs, 4 final tables in a row, Roddy. That might be the most we've ever seen, I'm guessing. We definitely seen 3. Hasn't done it yet. You didn't put money on him today, though. I don't know. Is he gonna get it done today? You say no.
I think he's gonna do better than last week. But is he gonna run it all the way up and take home the title? No, I personally don't see that happen. I don't think the stack is quite there. But I obviously wish him all the best. I do think that Thomas Muehloecker is good. He really deserved more than he got in some of those other final tables that we saw. Not that recently, more like a little while ago. It was obvious that he was playing good. He was making the right moves. It just wasn't meant to be. And eventually, it's supposed to be meant to be. Can he run up the 10 big blinds that he's carrying into the final table today? And we're about to find out. Let's take a look at one of the hands that Thomas Muehloecker had before we take a sneak peek at the seed prediction. Oh, well, I love it. I don't know what happened. There has to be a graphical error here, Nanonoko, but unless you see something that I don't see, I believe they're trying to tell us that he lost chips with pocket fours and they didn't make a set.
He did not make a set, but he tried to play it like a set. He tried to play it like he's got the best hand, did not. He lost a ton of chips here to Enrico, but hey man, Thomas Muehloecker, maybe he listens to our show even though he's only on the final table for 5 to 10 minutes, you know? He's like, I heard about pocket fours. Let's try to make that dream come true. I want to be like Mr. Gamble. Failed miserably in this spot. But in this one, it is quite interesting. He actually multi-barrels three times, knowing his opponent has a queen, because there's no flush draw on the flop, right? So his opponent's not going to be calling down with like a pair of 5s or like 7s in this spot. Just hoping his opponent will just think this looks strong. It does look insanely strong, but his opponent's holding top pair, top kicker. It's hard to get that queen to fold, but maybe sometimes he gets king queen to fold. Definitely gets queen jack to fold. Looks strong, but no chips.
I mean, the man had a set pre-flop Had a set on the flop, had a set on the turn, had a set on the
They
river.
took it away. No, they took it away on the river.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened there, guys, but played it like a set. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Still a fun hand to see. It is quite clear how Enrico got all of his chips just by looking at some of these hands. Seems like he just got lovely hands, lovely spots, and people gave him a lot of chippies. Let's see if Thomas can run it up tonight. And that means it is time for our main event of the evening. Those 40-minute pre-shows, Nanonoko. Wow, I'm like a ghost almost. I'm so lit up. But we made it through. As you guys can see, this week the prize pool was guaranteed $1 million. I think they went a little bit over that. We had a little over 100 entries, and these are the final 9. I'm actually personally just really excited to see Bert Stevens. Not because I put $75 on him, but just because I really like Bert Stevens.
Yeah. Well, let's just finish our picking, right? For our little side bet today, it is episode 2, the even number. So you get first pick, Roddy. Who do you want? Remember it. Based on who you pick, it's the odds that PokerShares post up. It's how many points you get if he does happen to ship it. So if you want to go for the bottom, Thomas
No.
Muehloecker, you can get all of the points possible and maybe probably just win the whole thing.
I'm going with Bert Stevens. I'm doubling down.
You sure? Last chance.
100%, mate.
You can pick Thomas Muehloecker. He's never failed you. He loves pocket fours.
He loves pocket fours, but he has failed me more than once. He also loves pocket sevens, and that's a no-go for me. You know, like either you're team pocket fours or you believe in the pocket sevens, but you can't be of both worlds, Nanonoko. That's not possible.
Oh man, it's actually tough for me for my picks. All right, so you're gonna lock in your pit of Bert Stevens. I do like Bert Stevens a lot. I think if I had first choice, I probably would go for Bert Stevens myself. I think you know what? I like Judd Trump, but I think I'm gonna try to get some points on the board. I'm picking Enrico, our chip leader, 3.3 million chips. How can I not pick the chip leader today? Just get me on there. I want you to feel desperate throughout the future weeks. So that's my pick, Enrico Kamaski.
I want to give you a heads up, Nanonoko, that my screen is a lot smaller than it normally is. And I managed to misread hands sometimes on the big screen with all the information on the right side too. There's a chance I'm going to say a couple of very silly things tonight. I know you're going to say, well, you do that every week. I know, but still, just a little heads up. Look at this first hand, by the way. Bert Stevens is going to let it go. Pascal Hartmann may kind of fancy his jack 10 of clubs here. And can you blame him in the small blind? I can't. But David, King's very first hand, big blind, not bad.
Well, good thing he just limps here, because a lot of guys, man, they just go a little crazy when they see the Jack 10 suited, you know? They're like, okay, I'll make a play. I feel like I've never seen this green chip before, the 25. I don't know if you can see it, but it like really stands out.
No, they have changed the graphics, man. Like I opened GGPoker yesterday. Oh, that is quite the action. Flop, top pair for Pascal Hartmann and a couple of backdoors. Kings obviously still good. Now the chip colors have changed, and they also allow us to adjust the volume of the snap cam now. It's just always these little updates. You open GGPoker, you don't expect anything new. You open the table, you're like, why is there like a gray chip? I don't think that gray chip was there. And then like the bigger chips comes like, that green chip wasn't there either. My goodness, what a turn as well. The ace of clubs rolls up. No, this is going to be a very feisty first hand of the evening.
Yeah, it's scary for the Pocket Kings though. But that is a good card for Pascal. Because not only to pick up additional outs, the ace makes it so that his opponent probably won't bet. He gets a free river card, and he does. So he does lose 200K here, but could be worse.
Well, it might not be totally over yet. Pascal may still think that he has the best hand. It's, I think, very hard for him to put his opponent on kings here. Like you're not even thinking about that, right? This is first hand of the tournament. You're like, all right, this is round 1 of the many small blind against big blinds that we're gonna have.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Can David value bet this river? Oh, it's tricky. Sometimes your opponent does have an ace X and he's just trying to trap you. Sometimes they got a 10. He does correctly value bet this. It's a big value bet too, right? Like if I'm trying to get a 10 to go, usually I'm not betting so big, but he's tricky.
That is an 11 big blind bet on the river in our very first hand of the evening. Pascal's taking his sweet time. Seems like everyone's got a lot of time actually this week. So this time we did all start with 15 minutes of time bank.
Yeah, I noticed that too. But I want to. He is thinking about it. But I was going to say that's. I can't believe they took your advice about lowering the volume or allowing you to adjust the volume on the snap cam because I remember you saying that to me one of these weeks.
That is true, and I also DM'd one of our GG friends about it because I like making the little Snapcam videos as Pascal is deep in the tank. But there was 1 week where everything was just at like 3000%, and I was like, man, I feel bad making videos because it also came back super loud to me, and then it went out ultra loud to my stream because my own volume is already a bit turned down. I was like, man, this is actually going to stop me from making Snapcams, and that's not fun, but it works out a lot better now.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised I noticed the chips. That feels like a small change, but I really noticed that green chip. It was
Oh
like the
no. Mate, I sat down at the PLO tables. I opened two tables. On the very first bet, I'm like, different color. Chip is gray. Chip was not gray before. I was so thrown off. And then I like started losing a bite or two. I'm like, it's all because of the chips. I'm not used to these colors yet. Pascal Hartmann does let it go. And he will look back at this and realize that this was not a weird small blind, big blind ego battle. But David actually had the goods. Even though he didn't have an ace, he did have the goods.
yeah. I think he should have went a little bit smaller, but I guess to be fair, if he got his opponent to think that long, then maybe he could have got paid off for the maximum there.
Let's see what round two brings as Pascal Hartmann has a suited ace on the button.
Ace three suited. Gonna pop. These chips are throwing me off.
You should try playing, man. It will really throw you off. After you've played, 10,000, 20,000 hands within like the last 2 months, and you're so used to how everything looks, you're like, this is different. Why? What have you guys done? And then you're like, nah. After like an hour, you don't really notice anymore. But in the very beginning, you're like, whoa, this is not what I signed up for.
And the thing is, I'm not sure. Is it just the color that's changed, or has the stacks, like the height of the chips, changed? Because I'm looking at the small blind, big blind. I'm like, that 12,500 chips looks bigger than 25K just because there's a lot of chips stacked on top of each other, right? So now I'm just really confused.
Probably everything has changed a little bit now. We just gotta make it into the 2 million chip mark, and then we'll see how the 1 million chip he looks.
It's also a low. Is this a low blind level, or is it just me? Maybe it's me.
That could be that it's not the highest, and that's obviously because we had a smaller field, right?
Ooh.
So the blind is going to be a bit smaller, but it's still big compared to the stack sizes because we're not looking at four guys with 4 million chips here.
True. But Molinelli here, ace five offsuit. These guys in their ace five, man, they offsuits. I swear, the frequency of three betting a hand from the either small blind, big blind is like 85% or something.
Alex lets 10-8 offsuit go from the button. Let's see what Molinelli does with King 7 offsuit. Thomas Muehloecker is very, very, very short. King 7 is probably better than most other two combinations of random cards. I kind of like this jam, Nano, even though it's very likely that it's somewhat likely you get called. I still like it. King 7 is simply better than most of the garbage that Thomas Muehloecker is going to get.
Definitely true there. And at final tables, the big blind calls even less because your tournament life matters. So like hands that he might call in, not in the final table, they're gonna start folding. But here is real. I think Muehloecker might get this one in, right? Is he gonna be first one out real quick again?
Yeah, I don't see Molinelli fold. No, let's go with the ace five. He's like, this is not gonna happen again. Last week I was done at Monday morning at 5 a.m. and I went out after one hand. This week we're gonna enjoy it a little longer and see if we can get something actually good going. Marius is spamming emotes while flopping top pair, and that's a little bit of a tell, Nelenoko.
He actually went just one time pre-flop with these stacks. Flops top pair goes wow when he actually hits it. That's a first. Most guys don't do this. But he should put so sick now or something. Bad beat. Let's check. Right. You're in like a frozen pose. it's like the perfect pose. You got your hands next to each other like a fist, and you're like, wow, really deep in thought about what I said, and I didn't hear anything you said. It sounds like you may be disconnected, but Molinelli turns the top pair. Good kicker. Puts a bet out. Gets called. Marius here not emoji spamming no more. Let's see here. King Queen should easily go for another value bet here. Like he's just got like one of the best hands possible. Don't worry. He'll be back soon. He's in Sweden with some potato internet. Don't worry, he'll be back. But Molinelli, I'm thinking like a 250K. Gotta bet a pretty sizable amount. Because if you're a bluffing, you'd go big too. Try to represent like the king. He is going to bet about 250K. Marius is going to let it go. And nice little pot for Molinelli. He's the guy I said I've seen him before. Final table was playing super solid. This time, getting more in there. I like it. All right, let's see. On to Molinelli here. Sitting on 1.5 million. Queen 9, he's out. Thomas Muehloecker's got 8 big blinds and King 3 suited. I'm not too sure if it's a jam. I guess it's not since he folded, but it wouldn't have surprised me if it was potentially a spot. Marius, though, sitting into the chip lead, sitting on 30 big blinds. He is still going to try to limp. He thinks his opponent's going to give him free flops, but oh, he does get a free flop. I was a little surprised because Enrico is a fighter. Marius out flop though. Could try to represent that ace. A lot of guys try to do that, but he's going to check. See Enrico, middle pair checks. And safe flop, nothing's really changed. Sorry, safe turn card. That's what I meant. I think Enrico should consider betting now. Try to get value out of some other hands, but also protect his hand because the 10 it can be vulnerable to Jack, Queen, or King. It's going to take it down. Things a little slow right now. David Zep, King Jack, very playable. I actually realized he's got a lot of big blinds. He's got like 80 big blinds. This is a ton. And like having said that, like Enrico's got even I can't even count the number of big blinds this guy's got. Yeah, it's 140 maybe 130. All right, ace 10 suited here. He's in middle position. Imagine Alex is going to raise. I suspect like this guy's not a professional based on the hand history I read before, but you never know. He could spice things up. As right now he's going for a min raise. Thomas, he's out. I definitely can see Bert Stevens defending. He definitely is going to defend the Queen 9 suited, and both flopping real good here. Top pair, strong kicker. Bert Stevens, flop the flush draw. Are you back, Roddy?
I am finally
Oh,
back, mate. Can you hear me?
I can, but I'm a little sad that you're back because now the pocket force is back. I thought I was going to be saved for the rest of the night. Like, oh, I don't have to hear this. And we're going to flop sets of fives. Wow. So Bert Stevens check calls his flop. His opponent doesn't bet with the ace on the turn. He should have because, well, I don't know if he would have got his bun for, but he's been rivered here.
Indeed. Did I miss anything else, mate?
Nope, not really.
Okay.
I don't know.
I was having a panic attack because basically right before we went live, and I feel like the settings were somewhat acceptable. I closed something that apparently I shouldn't have closed on the laptop, and then everything died other than Zoom. And I was like, you know what? I don't need anything else. But then apparently Zoom crashed, but then I couldn't do anything else with my laptop anymore because everything else died too. I'm like, oh my God. Then I had to reboot, but then at first it was still the same issue. So I had to do another reboot. I'm like, oh my God, I'm missing everything. I'm going to come back and there's going to be like 6 people left, but it is good to see that I didn't miss too much.
I wouldn't mind seeing 6 people left. It's all good. You're back. Saw some back for some suited connector action. So, I was hoping for something that might look a little bit interesting, but this one, actually, it still is interesting, right? Because Pascal's got the nut straight draw. The other guy's got
to say, Nano, why are you not excited over this? I know there's no club and there's only one diamond, but I actually think this is a hand that could turn into something.
Oh yeah, and you were frozen in the funniest position possible. You had your hands like this, and then
Yeah.
I was saying something, and you just held that pose, and I was like, God, I nothing to say. Didn't think it was interesting what I said at all, and you just held it.
I apologize, Dano. I promise you, next week I'm back in my little nerd kingdom and everything will work the way it should again. It seems like Pascal did not want to chase, did not want to continue. He just let go of his 7-6 immediately.
Look, you got a
I see
chance,
fours, but I see ace king, I see ace jack.
and you see 1-4. I think one of them already got folded. Well, you
I
got a
mean,
chance, Roddy. It's possible. I don't know how, but it's possible. Nope, didn't get a seat. Open fold.
well, Joe Trump, your pick, or at least your little final table betting highlight spotlight pick, actually has got a chance to win a serious amount of chips here. Let's see if Enrico decides to call off or not. I have the feeling that Enrico is going to be like, he's probably doing this with pocket eights, pocket nines, pocket tens, maybe even sevens.
Yeah, I can see Ace Jack considering it. I can see it folding too. Since he didn't snap, he does think it's a tough spot, and I agree. I think it's a tough spot.
Yeah.
Sitting on 17 bigs, right?
I think
not
it's worth to keep in mind that Thomas Muehloecker is super short, and I think it's unlikely that Judd Trump does this with too many really tiny pairs, taking
right.
the risk of dying before or getting eliminated before Thomas Muehloecker gets eliminated.
That's a very good point because that also would decrease. That basically means that Judd Trump's shoving range is much tighter. So, like, let's just say Ace 5 suited are normally reshoves or something, or Ace 8s, Ace 9 suited. But when you see a guy who's sitting on 8 big blinds, those hands probably fold now. So the hands you want to beat, they're not even shoving anymore, right? Like the dominating hands. So I kind of think I like folding the more I think about it after you pointed that out. You getting Roddy, your tournament knowledge is superior. Your PLO game is awful. You know, why don't you switch games?
I do play tournaments. Oh, he
did
makes
call.
the call, and that means that Judd Trump is in a mighty fine spot to get a double. Can there be some justice in this
Hey,
world? So far, there's a lot of justice. We do chop with a 6. No, we don't. So it
do you
seems to be
see
a
it?
jack and a jack only.
Do
Yeah,
you
of
see it,
course, I
Roddy?
was going to pocket fours would have made a set. Yes, I'm aware of it. Pocket fours always make a set, then in no car. I don't hype these things up for no reason. I was slightly more focused on the fact that Judd Trump, his ace king survived, and he gets the full double. 1 out or 2 outs, it doesn't matter, mate. Pocket fours,
It was
always
1 out
make a set.
too. I'm pretty sure someone else had a 4. And goddamn, you asked me who'd I pick to win. Enrico loses chips. Judd Trump gets chips. I feel like Enrico's going down today now. Man, what's wrong with my picks? Just losing chips. Good thing he started with 3.5 million, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, but nice 3-betting King Jack. And then I feel like we have to quote Tony G, mate. Never overplay King Jack. Suited, not suited. Kind of a
Tough though.
funny sizing too. Like, what did he make it?
It's 5.5 big blinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a lot of pressure. And Marius folds the best hand. Look,
All right.
if you don't need to re-raise that big and you can get away with those sizes, like, you might as well, right? That's a great price. Dude bets 5.5 big blinds, picks up like, I want to say 3.5 or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
amazing.
that worked out. Very well done by Enrico. That's obviously one hell of a way to bounce back after losing some chips with the ace check. You know, then look, now I think back of all of our other shows where I feel like you're always the one disconnecting and turning into a robot. Does it ever stress you out? I feel like you always stay pretty calm.
No, it stresses me out a little. I don't know. I don't stress is the right word, but I'm like, all right, I got to shut up. Let Roddy do the talking. Roddy loves to talk, and it's perfect. But when you disconnected, it stressed me out because I'm like, oh shit, I've got to talk the whole time. Who's gonna say the stupid stuff? Like I've got to say things I don't normally say. It was tough.
So you actually missed me the 3 minutes I was gone?
Yeah, I did miss you because I was like, oh wow. Doing it by yourself is a whole different league because you just can't stop talking, and I need a break.
I love it. Actually, I'm just gonna ask the production for like on my birthday. If there's ever an episode on the 8th of May, I'm like, guys, just like cut me off for 10 minutes. Okay, let Nananoko run the ship solo. That is all I want for my birthday. I want to see this. All right, next hand, Pascal Hartmann opens it up with ace jack offset. Would you like to see Marius Gears to see a flop? I know he's kind of short, but queen 9. It's close, right?
Yeah, I would like to see it because I think with his stack size, he's not as vulnerable to getting all in post flop. So yeah, he does agree, but does get messed up. Well, it's not messed up, but he's gonna lose his hand. But yeah, I think like when you're starting to play like 15 bigs, 16 bigs, you probably should fold because the chances of you getting all in by the river are extremely high. Um, so yeah, that's what comes into play. Ace Queen from Muehloecker, he can get a full double up here. I mean, I say full double, but the dude's sitting on 150K. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's nice at least that David is limping. It puts some extra money in the chip. Alex GL Rush is obviously very short too. It's actually kind of funny because the field was a bit smaller this week. It feels like everybody's got tiny stacks, but then you look at the amount of big blinds that some of them have, and you're like, hey, 600K is like not that bad. Like it's not great, but it's 24, 25 bigs, you know. But it feels like nothing because normally 600K is like, all right, he's the next one to go.
Yeah. But David's actually drawing dead. 3 9s were folded.
Hearts. He can have some hearts. He can chop.
No, he's drawing.
Eight,
drawing
7.
dead. No, it never comes.
3 or a 10 to chop.
No, he's drawing dead. It's not possible. See?
Okay, that's a 4. Well done.
No, it's a 4,
Nice.
is it?
It's 4 or 5.
Fives.
All right, so Thomas Muehloecker does get the quote-unquote full double and a little bit extra because he picks up the blinds and then he gets the double through David steps. So that's nice. He is back to, well, a little over 10 big blinds. And that's actually really annoying for a couple of the other shorties. Annoying for Marius, very annoying for Alex GL Ross. And even for like maybe Pascal in the near future, you kind of just want to see 1 or 2 of these guys go.
A little surprised that Muehloecker didn't bust there because he likes to get 9th place. No, you're right. He's gonna get finished higher than 7th, I believe you say, because better than last time. Okay, hey, it's the Judd Trump best. I was gonna say best hand, but technically not. But the most playable.
Pascal Hartmann does have the ace of diamonds. It's kind of annoying to call it, I would think, then, because you could be drawing very, very, very slim. And I mean, we already know that pocket fours always make a set. Somebody could have a full house. No, I'm kidding.
I was
The
like,
9 is actually a funny card.
how slim can you be drawing, right? But pocket. That was a good one. You got me.
The 9 is an annoying card for Judd Trump because I feel like it gives him that little bit extra that makes him want to see a river card too. But there is still that chance that you're drawing semi-dead. It's very annoying.
Well, another bet from Pascal. He's got ace king high, but actually has the best hand. This is a bluff though, from his point of view. But Judd, yeah, can't fold this hand, but you are right. Like just say he hits a jack. Guy's got queen jack, dead. He's got pocket fours, dead. Pocket 9, dead. But like you still got a call here. You can beat jack 10. Okay, dead.
Can Judd Trump turn his hand into a bluff? No. At this point, Pascal Hartmann is incredibly concerned, and he's like, how am I going to win this hand? Or do I give up? Giving up actually means you win the hand. No matter really what happens, Pascal Hartmann wins the hand. Ace King will get it done.
Because like when you're holding the ace of diamonds too there, right? You don't even meet the ace X suited that would check call twice, right? Like he got bailed out.
I like that he hit us with the ship it. He knows it. Didn't really see that one coming, but he gets rewarded.
Bilzerian's emotes are very popular today. I like to see the emojis. I like it. They are pretty well done, like you said, HD. I'm waiting for who the next emoji guy. I want, honestly, you always say poker, Sasha. You want, you know what I want? I want Roddy emojis, honestly. Be the best. There's only needs to be one. You're just holding pocket fours. That's all I need.
But that is going to be like my last hand. Instead of like me pushing in chips, it's going to be like me flipping 2 pocket fours. No, mate, I don't think I've really earned my rights to claim some Roddy emojis. But I'll set up with Sasha. We've had Daniel, we've got Elke, we've got the default ones, we've got Dan Bilzerian. Enough, man. Give me some Sasha emotes to spam. I would love it.
not. That would be fun. You my last hand. Hey, you're on point today, Roddy. Like you got some good comments here. 6 off. Garbage. Out flops the pocket threes. I don't know if that was the right way to excitement, but something.
No, you get hyped over the funny hands. The
Yeah.
King 6 offsuit, guys. Half of the Ben CB powerhouse does outflop the other monster that is the pocket threes.
The
This is where you
powerhouse
continue the
really
hype.
works when it's the spades. That's the thing. I
Mhm.
don't know. I know you've been trying to powerhouse yourself, but maybe you've been using the wrong suits.
I think I've been using the wrong cards, mate. Like these are not my runouts.
Look at
Okay.
this. 2 pair. Like obviously the king 6 always just makes all of the hands.
King 6 or 3 on the river. I feel like it's gonna be one of the three, but I just don't know which one.
You won't know unless you get a rabbit hunt, because he's going to fire this turn card. And
Mhm.
those threes I've never ever seen call on this board texture.
Pascal will let it go. Did Bert Stevens win a hand yet?
No, but well, no, yeah, he did. The queen 9 suited when you just came back to the stream. But I was gonna
Oh yeah, with
say,
spades. Yeah.
I'm surprised he has more chips than he started with.
Okay. As long as he's got way more chips an hour and a half from now, man. I need to get my first point on the board against you in our ongoing seasonal bet.
Like that's the thing I was gonna ask you. Okay, so if Enrico wins because he's got all the chips, right? Like, what does your picks change in the next 50 episodes? Because I'm leading you by like 3 points. Like, do you
No,
try to
because
go for the second place guy or first place guy?
I don't think Enrico's going to win today, so I'm not really concerned about it. I do think Enrico is a good player. I wish him all the best, but I really don't think he's going to win today.
But what do you think? Like, should I be trying to put points on the board for chip leaders, or should I be going YOLO and just close you out right away? Just keep picking Thomas Muehloecker until he wins.
Well, that is a strategy. Today could be the day. He does have more chips now than he came into the final table with. Not by a whole lot, but
He's
I
got
do have.
300. He doesn't even have 500,000. How can you even say that like it's a good thing?
Oh, I don't think it's a good thing. But he came into the final table with 268,000 chips. So if you're asking me, coming into the short stack as a final table, still being in there 30 minutes later, and actually having increased your stack by solid 30%, I'll take that. As David takes this one with his trip jacks on the river, the tens of Molinelli. I feel like with tens, it's just inevitable there's going to be an overcard. You ever seen a great flop for tens?
Like, now that you say that, I kind of gonna get behind what you're saying, because like, um, something you like tens. This is a hand that's strong enough to re-raise, right? And it's just always the worst flops possible. At least pocket jacks. You start hitting some overpairs, right? But tens
Hmm.
and nines, they like the two hands that just never safe.
Well, I think nines are honestly difficult to play if you're an amateur, if you're not a pro. Because like I don't see nines. Like I know that I'm an amateur, but I don't see nines the same as the pros see nines. But they also like I feel like poker has really changed, and especially online, I feel like people are willing to risk their tournament life a little bit easier than they are willing to do it in real life. We do have Pascal Hartmann throwing in a little three bet here with the queens. I don't expect Enrico 4 big blinds extra, maybe.
Well, if he's going to play this hand, he'd be four betting it. Let's see. His opponent's playing 40 something big blinds. So technically speaking, it is a stack you could four bet bluff against. It is a hand you could four bet bluff with. The question is Pascal making a move on you? Capable? Yes. Is he doing it now? I'm not so sure.
If Enrico does score about this, he's definitely going to get jammed on. He's going to hate to see that.
He's tanking, man. I always feel bad for the guys tanking with these types of hands, because usually they start to lean more towards it. He does fold though. But you made a good point. I don't know if it's a good point, but a point that. Oh
Pocket
wait,
fours,
who
pocket kings.
cares?
But
It
there
won
is a
four.
king four.
Yeah, but it hit it before, and you could be on the board if Enrico wants to get super out of line. You can get on the board today.
Also depends a little bit on how Judd Trump decides to play his kings.
Yeah, imagine he just smooth calls here, which some people do, right? You get a free roll, a one-outer, but it's possible.
You know, it's also kind of exciting about this hand, Nananoko.
What?
Look around the board, mate.
A king and a four are dead? What else? What else is interesting?
The big blind, mate.
8-5 suited is a good hand, but like,
It's my birthday, Nananoko.
oh,
Stop it.
who care? Oh my! Why are you throwing out all these stupid Roddy memes in one show? Can't you separate them like one today, next week you do the other one?
Well, if it's 8-5 and pocket fours in the same hand, I can't help it. You're making it way too easy for me. Bert Stevens got ace king here. And Joe Trump is going to be one to open things up.
That is loose. That is a super loose open off his stack size. Yeah, we saw ace four open the other hand, but like he was a chip leader. This guy's Judd Trump. He's feeling too good. It's not the right read, but like,
hey, let's do a little mini game. Do you think that Alex GL Rush is going to hit 0% VPIP? Yes or no?
What do you mean? How do you hit 0% VPIP?
By just not playing a few more hands, because the VPIP is based upon the last 50 hands, I believe, in your tournament.
So you can get to 0, even though
you can. Yeah, you can get to 0.
Oh, so how many? I have no idea. I have no idea, but how do you get there? Like how many hands?
50. Like, not playing a single hand or not putting any chips in the pot for 50 hands in a row.
I don't think it'll happen, but like, how can, like, that's such a weird thing to say, because dude's sitting on 10 big blinds. Do you really think he's just gonna fold like pocket tens or something just because he's trying to get his VPIP to 0? I don't know, it's possible.
Well, I don't think he's gonna try. I don't think he's trying to get his VPIP to 0. Thomas Muehloecker could very well jam here and maybe should jam here.
Should.
Yep.
Not close.
It is 10 big blinds, ace 4 offsuit, it's queen 8. Annoying for Marius, but not much you can do about it. If he calls there and he loses the hand, then he is the short stack without a shadow of a doubt. So he's gonna let it go.
Oh, he's gone to 4. So you're saying in 4 more hands, he's done? Oh, he's not. He's gonna get to 0. You think you're right. Actually, Thomas just played the last and he went from 5 to 9. So yeah, I think you're right. A 0% VPIP right in front of our eyes.
You make it seem like a miracle is going to unfold. I love it.
Let's see. I'd like to see Muehloecker jam. I think he will jam, just knowing his style too.
I feel like Enrico will also think that Thomas is doing this with the king queens and the king jacks suited.
He is too. That's the thing. Yeah, and you're suited. That's a call.
He calls. Wow, Thomas Muehloecker could win a big one here. If the ace 9 of hearts can defeat the ace 3 of clubs, he is in a mighty fine spot. Needs to avoid just 3s and 3s only. Thomas Muehloecker, that's not a 3. Nananoko, he's doing it. He's finally building up a little stack after he came in as a short stack. You love to see it. He is now over 20 big blinds. And I think all these guys out there that put a little bit of money on Thomas Muehloecker, they're starting to feel the sweat right now.
I mean, those are the guys who are betting on him 4 final tables in a row. Now they're like, because the thing is, you bet on him, you get 30 to 1. It's okay. He's expected to lose over and over again when he comes to short stack. But when he finally does it, you're going to get paid off. And it's quite scary. He's sitting on 25 big blinds now, right? And like, he's a good player. I think you're right, Roddy. But the thing is, it's because you didn't put money on him. That's why.
I mean, if that's all it takes, you're welcome, Thomas Muehloecker. Well, now he's still getting in the mix there with a king 3 suited. Ooh. I see king queen on the big blind, but I actually think that there shouldn't be too much issue here for Bert Stevens, because I think that
what about Judd Trump? Yeah, this is all in a call. 100%. Oh gosh.
I think you're right. Ace king suited is probably going to jam. I didn't really see how many aces and kings got folded, but obviously Bert Stevens got one of them. Yeah, I think
usually you're pretty good at predicting who wins based on looking at the other cards, but here
Yeah, I
Not so
couldn't,
sure.
and I can't look back. I don't know what they all had. I'm gonna go with the tens will hold. I think
Just
the
because you
tens
saw the
are,
king.
and the queen makes it less likely that there is going to be a Broadway straight.
All right. Well, hey, people did put money down on Judd Trump. They do believe. I believe this is an auto get in with the pocket tens. You don't love it, but it's pocket tens in the end. Hey, we were talking about pocket tens are annoying. Maybe that goes in line with him losing his pot.
I think he's gonna win. I think there's gonna be, if he does jam it, I think there'll be a jack on the flop, Nananoka, but other than that, low cards.
That's a bold play. Like, there's gonna be a jack on the flop. Okay, we'll see. Is gonna go for it. Here we go.
Our first proper big all-in of the evening. Ace King of Diamonds against pocket tens. Well, king in the window. We need a jack or a
told you.
10. Jack 10 or a spade. Jack 10 or a spade,
Nah.
Nananoko. Plenty of
Nice.
outs.
Nice double for no.
That's what you get, Nananoko. That is what you get. Unfortunately, Judd Trump is eliminated in ninth place, and David Stepp actually wins a big one. And Nananoko, he is our new chip leader.
He is barely too. But Judd Trump out in ninth. The guy actually had a decent stack there. Didn't expect him to go out in ninth place, but apparently he only gets ninth place in first place. Nice.
Did you see what he wrote? What did Bert Stevens write there? He said, bye-bye.
Jakey or something? I don't know. I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Maybe tens did win, by the way.
Yeah, pocket tens did win. But yeah, Judd Trump out ninth. Thoughts? Happens all the time.
He's going back to his roots. Yeah, exactly. He's like, I don't do this middling thing, guys. If you guys want to fight over sixth and fifth and seventh, that's all good. I'll win the anniversary edition, or I'll go out in first. Well, hey, pay jump for Thomas Muehloecker. Do you think he counted on a pay jump?
No, but now that he looked at the stack, like that's the last thing he's thinking about. He's thinking about, I'm gonna ship this one. But I will say, obviously we've been impressed with Muehloecker, but 4 final tables back to back to back to back is quite good. But I remember before he reached his first final table, he wasn't doing so hot. But he's reached a lot of final tables since then. We keep seeing him over and over again. So yes, he's not winning our super millions, right? Like shipping the tournament. But if you told me every time I enter this tournament, I'll get 9th or 8th or 7th place, that's a very profitable player, in my opinion, Roddy.
Yep, and he often does it of his first, maybe second, but most of the time his first bullet. I have a hard time reading exactly, by the way, what the payout was for ninth place, but I'm gonna assume it was around $32,000, something along those lines.
31.5.
Take a picture of that.
But all right, I got a not a trivia question, but a hype. What do you think is gonna happen first? Michael Adamo or Nicholas Estet reaching our final table?
Nicholas
in season
Estet.
2. That's your read. All right, we'll see. I have no idea.
On the other hand, maybe Michael Adamo is a better prediction because we know that he also plays each and every single one of them. Nicholas pretty much does, but Michael Adamo truly plays all of them. And B, Michael Adamo likes to build up a stack. So he likes to fire in the hole a little bit more. Like Nicholas will gladly sit there with 18 big blinds for quite some time on his first bullet, even when you could still potentially reach a stack. Like he's not gonna make crazy plays just because he wants to run up a stack. So maybe Michael Adamo would actually be the better pick there.
Yeah, I actually have no idea what would be the better pick. That should be what Poker Shares is offering to bet on, right? Like, because that's actually quite a hard prediction, in my opinion.
I think I'd put my money on Michael Adamo, go for the gamble.
Alina 900's made more final tables. Right?
Of course.
True. I did say first. Ooh.
That is an action flop. 9 high flush for David, but Enrico's got the jack high flush draw.
Yeah, pretty bad actually. But Enrico does check. I was gonna say they're both pretty deep stack too. Enrico's, I could see him try to make a move. He's definitely not gonna fold for 2 big blinds.
Nope. You've got 2 overs and a jack high flush draw. Makes the call. The 8 of hearts does not change anything, of course.
mean, this guy doesn't need to improve to a pair of eights. He's already flopped the flush. Let's see what to bet. You bet pretty big, yeah, 210k. Like I can see his opponents just has like a 10, or he could have like even a hand as strong as aces with no diamond, just trying to play it calm because they're both pretty deep stack. But no bueno.
And these Hungarians are good, aren't they? David.
Nah. He's the guy. He's just flopping the world right now, right? Like the guy gets pocket tens and holds, and you can't say he's good just yet.
I can. I think he's good.
He probably,
Deal with it,
he probably is,
Muehloecker.
though. Probably is.
I think the man is good.
City on Kings here. He's our second place guy now. Well, Enrico lost 1 million chips since I picked him. God damn it.
What?
3% VPIP.
3%.
Yeah.
I know. I saw it. 3% VPIP.
It takes a couple hands actually for it to go down.
I wonder what Marius does here with ace 10. Like Enrico obviously has the highest VPIP at the table. And even though he opens up under the gun, I don't know if it's all that meaningful. Marius does decide to let it go.
Yeah, it's funny because Enrico actually sized down even more, right? Because before he made it 5.5 bigs, that one he made it 4 big blinds. And still got his opponent to fold. So like, look, if I know that, I'd be 3-betting real small against Marius regularly, because you can see he's trying to hang in there but still get involved.
Marius forced to let this one go too. Obviously I said under the gun, but this was the under the gun. And now he's the big master. Was it Marius who opened with ace 10? Ooh, pocket fours, Pascal Hartmann. I put money on you, mate.
No fours dead too.
So it was ace 10 who opened, and then Enrico 3-bet with the kings.
That's right. But it was under gun +1 versus under gun or whatever. But yeah, I feel like a set is coming. Honestly, no fours there. Yeah, like they haven't been dealt pocket fives yet. That's the terrible thing. Just fours all day.
It's because those forces want to burst out of the deck, mate, and make a couple sets for all of us. Marius Gierse has ace 10 again. This would be a beautiful moment for him to decide to rejam it, and that's kind of what he does. Obviously, he sends more in the middle than what he's got behind. Pretty much all in our fault. Molinelli, I'll let this one go.
I guess we won't get to see. I wanted to see if the 4 was coming.
4 was already there, but that's why you don't get it. You wonder if the 4 is coming, but the lifestyle is that the 4 is always there.
Kings, man, everyone's getting kings.
Yeah,
hey,
Thomas, Alex, 3% VPIP, baby. Hey, Shaq. Oh man, poor guy hasn't played a hand. He's now gonna send it 8 big blinds. Hey, Shaq. He's going for the raise. Is there a world where he raise folds?
Yes. Everyone else start going all in now. But that never happens. These guys that they put in chips, leave some chips behind, hoping that some crazy action happens. Just never happens.
Thomas Muehloecker will go for the 3-bet. Makes it a little over 4 big blinds. 4.5. Interesting size.
Everyone going these tiny sizes with these green chips. They're just can't unsee them now.
It'd be bad if you don't see them then, Michael. Here we go, guys. Alex needs to find some aces or he will be bamboozled in 8th spot and walk away with $41,000. What is it going to be? Is there an ace? Nope. Oh, that's not a good flop.
Yeah.
Because now the ace of diamonds is dead too. But he does get, I guess. Well, maybe it's an all right flop. But it's not going to be good enough in the end. The kings of Thomas Muehloecker will hold, and he's now up to 1 million chips. I was surprised by the amount of money that people put on Thomas today, but looks like they were onto something. As Marius Gierse has pocket fours, but Pascal Hartmann has a 4, and we're not going to see too much out of it. But Thomas Muehloecker is the real threat today, mate.
Yeah, I mean, like, been a little while since we've seen the bottom guy win it, but like he's like, think about it, like one more double and he's got almost the same stack of Enrico. Whew. Impressive.
David and Enrico are going to battle here. Enrico's hand is actually good, but you don't really feel like your hand is good here. think we all prefer the ace queen.
I mean, does throw out half pot. And he's got, they're pretty deep, so I'd like to see him call here. Can make a nutted hand, and you know, sometimes the best hand. The 6 though is looking real. He's got the best hand, but he definitely does not think he's got the best hand right now. Do you want to fire? Put some pressure on like a Jack X type hand? I can see him considering that, knowing his hand is usually dead.
Feels so scary to bet here again, especially since
is.
David has such a big stack too. But maybe a tiny bet, maybe like 120, 140. He checks back. In a way, it almost feels like he gives up, but he actually still has the best hand. And maybe he can start putting his opponent on an ace queen or an ace 10.
Yeah, but I don't think David.
Like 6-5.
David's hand is the nutted high card hand, so he shows down this hand really well. I don't really think he should be betting, but he is going to bet. Okay. And he might get the best hand to fold, strangely, right? Like, because this looks pretty strong, unless Enrico thinks his opponent is playing draws passively, which he could. A lot of guys do that with big stacks.
Yeah.
So
a lot of draws did miss though, like the ace queen missed, the queen 10 missed, the hearts missed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an adventurous call, but with the amount of chips that Enrico has, I think he can actually justify a call like this once in a blue moon. Makes the call. Yeah, well done, mate. Honestly, very well done.
I like it. I think David should have bet bigger if he was going to choose that hand to bluff with. Like, because if he can't get a pair of 6s to call, then betting didn't achieve anything.
If they don't fold the 6-5 there, then you know your bluff was no bueno.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Because like, well, I'm not trying to get the same hand to fold. Like, that's unlikely. Well done, Enrico. My pick. He's clawing his way back up there. He always seems involved. That's the thing. Like, pre-show and post-show.
Poor Alex, by the way. That was literally the first time he put money in the pot, right? That's actually kind of sad. Yeah. Like that's the thing as well. I think this is actually, like, in a way, is like a prime example when people are like, oh, if you make a final table, just chill, be passive. It's like there's no guarantee. You can be chill and passive all you want. You can just wait, and then eventually you're down to 8 big blinds. Then you make a move with ace jack and it's all over. Then I think it's way more fun to get in the mix with your queen 10s and jack 10s and, you know, ace racks.
So, but maybe your dad be pretty proud of him still. Like, yeah.
My dad will say that he played a perfect evening of poker. There's nothing he could do. I'm like, well, I mean, to be fair, yes, he did get a lot of garbage, Dad, but don't know if I would be on the same page. So you still have not watched anything of the Euros, Muehloecker? Are you just like living under a rock and you just avoid all kind of football, soccer content?
I don't understand. I don't know what's going on, but I read other people's tweets, so I know who's kind of playing. England and France. Is that right?
France went out yesterday, and that was a stunning upset because they were the favorites. And England beat Germany early today. Right before we started our call, that game ended, and England beat Germany 2-0.
Netherlands, they're still in, right?
Oh my, that was a devastating Sunday I had. We managed to lose against Czech Republic. Okay, basically what this was, mate. I don't want to exaggerate, but let's say that we are pocket queens. You know, we may not be the best, but we're pretty good, and we got it all in pre-flop against the 9-3 offsuit, and the flop was dry, but then on the turn they made a 9, and then on the river there was another 9, mate. They run at us, and we're out of the tournament. It hurts.
Is anyone gonna get dealt pocket 5s? Like, I'm starting to get pissed.
Just know, Muehloecker, that if you're getting angry about nobody getting dealt pocket 5s, you're living your best life. Just know that that's the thing. I wouldn't actually mind to see pocket 3s go in there. I know, I guess Marius' stack is too small to really justify set mining and stuff like that, but maybe if you call, then the big blind comes along too. And if I'm David and I look at the Thomas Muehloecker, that's the kind of guy that I would like to take a couple chippies from, because you don't want to see Thomas Muehloecker grow any further.
A7 of hearts. Hey, we're actually so we're down 2 people. That's a decent pace for our first hour.
Down to 7.
Yeah, but these guys are pretty deep if you look at it,
Mhm.
right? Short stack sitting on 20 big blinds, but after that it's 32 big blinds. Like this is gonna be a little bit of a grind.
But the blinds will go up soon. And don't forget that there's still a chance that some of these guys get a little aggro, a little 3-bet all in. And before you know it, you have 2 big stacks, 1 small stack, and then we're heads up. And things can go real quick. But at this point, we are on pace to make this a, let's go with a regular show. I don't think it's going super slow. I don't think it's going super fast. I think we're on pace for a solid 3.5, 4 hour broadcast.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do feel like if we're gonna get some action players, it's gonna be Enrico, Bert Stevens, and Muehloecker. The other guys are real solid players. Aces.
Aces. Thomas Muehloecker has got pocket threes. Why am I worried?
You put money on Bert Stevens, didn't you? Like, yeah. Why are
Yeah.
you worried? That's
All right, Enrico, do the big stack thing. Just jam, mate. I know he's got 30 big blinds, but you don't give a damn. Enrico, show them how manly you are. Come on, jam on Bert Stevens. Everyone wants to do that once in their life. He limbs. Underwhelming.
Still thinks he's gonna see a flop though. Like he might. How big is this? See emoji. Yeah, I think he calls 10-8.
Almost four big
Oh, he
blinds. He
folds. Wow,
folds.
a read.
Dodge the bullet. He showed? You think he showed?
Nah, he Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah, I know, but that kind of blocks the show or not. No, I guess he didn't show. I guess the cards were just still there. All right, unlucky for Bert Stevens. Obviously, you hope for a little more of your aces. Everybody dreams of your opponent getting terribly out of line, making it personal. My 2 final table betting picks on the right side. Small blind against big blind. Bert Stevens is going to raise it up with his ace-4.
So how much did you put on them?
$75 each.
Okay, so you love them equally.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't play favorites.
How about a 70, 76 and a 74? You know, like you gotta favor one a little bit. I guess the guy Bert Stevens, right? Just because you picked him to win it.
Yeah, but also because I feel like he deserved better. I mean, we all love Ben CB, and it was amazing to see Ben CB win. But I think that episode, if the Kings win that hand, I actually think Bert Stevens wins that edition too. And then we're talking about a 2-time champ of the High Roller Super Millions.
Yeah, but not only did he lose that hand, he got 5th place, right? Like, because
well,
if you hold there, you get like a top 2 guarantee.
If you're losing Kings against King 6, then you know it's not going to be your evening, mate.
Ben CB, I think he I think he bubbled this tournament this week. I saw him type in tweet like, "Come watch me stream," and then I saw another tweet just said F. Like, I actually don't know what does F mean. Is it some meme I don't know about?
Yeah, it's like F's for respect. So I don't know where it really came from. I can look it up, but basically it's like type F to show your respect. I don't know why F. Maybe F.
I thought it meant, a bad word.
Forfeit? No.
All right.
No, look it up for you. Why type F?
Well, I'm just thinking like this dude's typing F because he bubbled the Super Millions, right? Like, because obviously that's a big bubble. And he's typing respect. That doesn't make sense.
So it had to do with a game. After you complete the campaign's first mission, you attend Iron's funeral. During the cutscene, the game prompts you to press a button to pay your respect for your Italian fallen comrade. In the PC version of the game, the F key is the chosen button. So a press F to pay respects notification appears on your screen. It's from Call of Duty, apparently.
Okay. No, did not know that. Yeah. I always thought it was the F word the whole time, but no, that makes more sense.
No. Not everything the game has come up with is about cursing, mate.
Alrighty. Some solid hands here. Multi-way post flop.
We are actually getting very close to our first break. I think we are, this could very well be our last hand of the first hour. Obviously, we had a pretty long pre-show too. Once more, guys, I am on the road. I will be back in my regular North Kingdom next week. I am doing this from a hotel room in Sweden. A lot of things went wrong for me today, but here we are. Nothing going wrong for Pascal Hartmann in this hand, flopping top 2 pair with ace-9.
Yeah, but his opponents don't have anything. But he's checking top 2 as a pre-flop raiser. That is some sneaky stuff. But he's like, well, if I flop top 2, I guess they can't have much. He is correct. Can he get a stab from someone?
I can always have deuces, mate. David decides to go for a little step.
It's a read, but it's not the right one. Sneaky check, because I think a lot of guys just bet here, right? 3-away, ace-9, top 2. Maybe your opponent's got a flush draw, you got a weaker ace, but next level check there. I like it. Like learning some things here. I think he check raises now, though. But maybe I'm wrong.
I'm with you.
Does check call. Opponent got a little gutter ball. I think he's got to think his opponent's got an ace a lot of times, right? Go for a little sneaky check call on the flop. Like, I'd be a little worried. Maybe not a strong ace, but something that could probably call another bet on the turn.
Where's his opponent? Has diamonds.
David loves these small bets. Never work.
This is where I do want to see Pascal raise it though, because now there are a lot of river cards you just don't want to see, like a 10 of diamonds, a queen of diamonds. This is not really very pretty cards. King of diamonds. So.
I think standard is definitely the check raise here at this point. Seems so unlikely you're behind. You got to protect yourself. Even like your opponent has ace 10, they got some outs against you, right? They could hit a jack, you know, they could counterfeit you, they could hit a 10. Like it makes a lot of sense.
Yep. This is definitely where I want to see Pascal go pedal to the meadow. And I don't think David can really do anything other than just snap fold and be like, well, yeah, these hands happen. And this is going to be our final hand of the first hour of week 2 of the second season of the High Road Super Millions. We hope you guys have fun. Pascal took his sweet time, decided to jam. And David says, well, that boomer got me, Muehloecker. He's so good. That's going to do it, guys. We're going to take a little break. We've got a couple of highlight and promo videos prepared for you guys. And we'll be back in 4 minutes and 40 seconds to continue week 2 of season 2. This is the High Roller Super Millions.
Hello, everybody. Daniel Granu here with some good news from the GGPoker Network. We've been preparing a promotion for the new year called GG Care. As any poker player might know, sometimes you find yourself in what we call unfortunate situations, you know, some ugly bad beats, right? Well, that's where GG Care comes in. GG Care will take care of you with huge prize pools available every day. Let's see how you can get your GG Care benefits. Aces versus kings. Yep, all in before the flop. I mean, nobody's going to fold that, right? That's just a setup. It's a cooler. I can't imagine being, you know, at the final table of the World Series of Poker heads up and this happening to me. It's just brutal. Bad beats should never be a thing, but they are. Thanks, GG. I flopped the top set. Very nice. Some fucking idiot chases a runner straight to suck out on me. Unbelievable. But in my darkest moment, GG Care was there. Thanks, GG. Flop the second nut set, the middle set on the flop. It's an impossible cooler. How can you be beat there? The guy has top set. Nobody's folding that. Sometimes it just feels unfair. Thanks, GG. As you can see, in the most unfortunate of situations, GG Care will appear for you. Are you curious how to get these benefits? Don't worry, you don't even have to lift a finger. First, simply enjoy the game as usual. Whenever something unfortunate happens, GG Care will be there. Secondly, when confronted with such circumstances, GG Care automatically will register you into a flip-out tournament with a huge prize. Just check the pop-up window. Thirdly, take a rest, have yourself a nap, get yourself a good night's sleep, clear your mind of all the bad beats, and when you wake up, the daily GG Care prizes will be waiting for you. That's all there is to GG Care. Pretty simple, isn't it? Just play the game as normal and GG Care will take care of you. And the prize money will only grow more and more in the future, so keep your eyes posted and good luck everybody. I hope you don't have too many bad beats, but if you do, GG Care will be there. Thanks, GG.
Elkie was waiting to come back to the final table.
Radar hold stings. Oh my god.
Michael Adamo is the best.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our second hour. We have taken a couple of minutes, and it's awfully silent in Sweden, Muehloecker. Sweden is currently playing against Ukraine in the Euros. It's a very big match for them, and apparently Ukraine just scored, so I hear nothing. It's very silent around me.
Good for the audio for us then.
Yeah, I guess. I think I'm fine anyway on the 17th floor of this massive hotel. So we are down to 7. We have lost 2 players in our first hour. Other than that, I think Bert Steven is doing his thing. Pascal Hartmann obviously winning a big one there right before the break. I don't think he really could have played that hand any better. It's good to see.
Yep. So how many teams are left in this European Championship or whatever you call it?
After this game is done, there will be 8 teams left.
Still that many teams. This thing's been running for hours. I mean, not hours. It's for months.
Yes, Friday and Saturday, we have 2 more games, and then there will be 4 more teams left. And then I think there's a game in the middle of the week, and then the semifinals, and I think the final is around the 12th or the 13th of July, but I don't really care anymore, mate. The Netherlands have lost. It's irrelevant to me.
Were they even like good though?
Well, that's the thing. We came in with low expectations, but we had a very, very...
Wait. I don't care anymore, Roddy, because I'm on the leaderboard. Pocket fives, gotta make a set.
How are you gonna see a flop here?
I hope he just min raise, try to trap his opponent. Just smooth set mine here, right? You got 400k. You know, you're not getting the right price, but you can try.
I don't know if that's how it works. No set anyway for you, mate. King 9 against King 7, though. Both players have backdoor flush draws.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. You know, at first I was like, not so interesting flop, but I can see it getting a little funny.
Someone is going to win this hand. That is what makes it interesting. All right. It's going to be Molinelli with a 2 big blind bet, guys. Where Steven wants none of that. I gotta say, Molinelli is not afraid to get his feet wet tonight. He's been really getting in the mix.
Yeah, he's just getting involved. You know, got some confidence. Doesn't normally play 10Ks, but it's satellite in for $550. Nice way. It's a good score regardless. What is he guaranteed? He's guaranteed like 50? 51K.
This could actually be some spiciness in this one. We have an ace-10, we have a queen-10 suited, we've got pocket sixes.
Oh, but all the cards are dead. There's like 110 left, 1-6 left. And ace 10 is like, nope, I'm out.
That's why you make straights and flushes, mate.
Yeah, queen 10 suit. I didn't even see that one. All right.
Now we're gonna play this. I think we're gonna raise and just call.
Yes, they are too deep to do any other play of 2-6s. Yeah, that'd be very surprising if he just rips it in. Well, technically it's plus.
Wow.
Okay, I was about to say. How many bigs? This is a hard blind level on stack size, Roddy. Is that like 35?
1 sec. Give me 1 sec. 20. Right now he's sitting at 61 big blinds.
No, I mean Pascal stack, I guess is a better question.
Okay. Well, if he's sitting at 61, yeah,
35.
I think your guess is pretty close.
It's a big shove. But no, he did it before I finished my statements. It is technically a plus EV shove. The very high variance it was for sure. 2 7s now. Got a tricky spot.
Pascal has 38 now, so I guess he had 40 in the previous hand. Or 41. Yeah, that's pretty insane, mate. Because I've done that stuff too, and then you get snap called by queens or kings, and you're like, oh.
Like,
well,
when it works, you're like, yeah, just chipping up slowly, right? When it doesn't work, you really remember it because you're like, I can't believe I'm out of the tournament.
Well, I can't believe I'm one of the shorts now. And once you're one of the short stacks, you're gonna get a marginal spot just a little bit later. You're gonna get a flip, and you're gonna lose that one too. And you're like, wow, I just went out in 7th. I was chip leading this thing not too long ago. Where did it all go wrong? Never mind.
Wow, he got supposed to fold pocket 7s there, Enrico. He's 3-betting with some garbage twice now. Your pick is yeah, he's not cruising up in chips, but he's hanging in with the cards he's getting.
I think Bert Stevens is playing solid, and that's what we expected from him. I also feel like my connection got better because in the beginning I heard you as a robot very often, but I don't think that was on you. I think that was mostly on me.
Yeah, your connection, your voice sounds much better. Sometimes it was kind of going in and out a little bit, but I guess no one's watching the game no more, so all the internet is free.
Everybody rage quit it. They're like, all right, done. Queen 7 against Queen 8 suited. Queen 8 suited makes the call, but there is no justice in this world. As Queen 7 offsuit flops best. It's a brutal game sometimes, then enough.
Because the Queen 7 outflopped the Queen 8. Can we complain? You gotta complain when the Ace Queen beats the Ace King or something. Not the Queen 7 and Queen 8.
No, if you look back at this, you're like, come on. Queen 8 suited is pretty. Queen 7 offsuit is ugly, okay? Ooh, 7s and 10s. All right, I think we're one of the 10s is that. Kevin Martin always says that pocket 7s are the GG nuts. 11, 12 big blinds. Do you think he would ever call? Oh, Bert Stevens is actually gonna spice things up, but he's just gonna lose chips here, man. There's no way that. I guess he has to call off, right? Because Marius is
what? No, that's
mate, and that's why I didn't put any money on Marius Giese when it came to final table betting. I know it's under the gun and under the gun +1, but you have to look at the players that have been doing it too, right?
It's the 3rd time, and Bert Stevens has garbage 3 times. Plus, you're sitting on 11 big blinds. Plus, you look at the rest of the table, no one's even got close to your stack. Plus, it's pocket 10s. Oh my gosh. No, Roddy. Like, he didn't even think about it. He's like, okay, I think they got aces and kings. I'm out. What?
Yeah, he's gonna look that one. He's gonna look at that one. Where Steven shows 1 ace, but we all know that doesn't mean a whole lot. Marius Giese, matey. That's a no bueno.
No, that's bad. Like, is bad the right word? I'm not so sure, but I don't want to say it is, Rowdy. I don't know.
Unfortunate. Let's go with unfortunate. Let's make friends tonight, Muehloecker. I know you've already made some enemies in the past. Let's not do that again. Let's go with unfortunate.
Well, Roddy, if he's gonna fold this hand, I would love to see him at least take a little bit more time. You saw how fast he folded. He's like raids and re-raids, insta out. He was crushing that spot too, right? Like, when someone shows you an ace, well, it's pretty safe they don't got pocket aces in your head there too, you know? Like, ah, man.
Yeah, and especially on Enrico is under the gun open. Obviously, the players have the stream open too, and at this point, he should be aware of the fact that Enrico has been opening all sorts of hands under the gun. It's definitely not just the aces and the kings and the ace-king suited.
Plus, I think he would have known by now, at least Bert Stevens 3-bet bluff, at least one hand that was not premium with delay. So, yeah, crazy. Brain fart, I guess. But, you know, like Maris, and plus, Maris has been folding into a lot of 3-bets, right? Like, I know he didn't get 3-bet in that hand, but you would think, but there's a point when, like, okay, enough's enough. But I guess that point isn't it yet.
Let's see what he does with ace 8 offsuit. It's obviously kind of weak, but he is still by far and away the shortest stack. It is the chip leader opening under the gun.
This hand, I'd like to see fold. It makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Especially the way he's been playing, I wouldn't surprise. But I do think it's the correct fold for sure. When you're sitting on, was it 9 big blinds? Yeah, you do want something that can go to war a little bit better. Probably like ace 10 plus. Even ace 10, I'm not 100% sure.
Obviously, we're getting a lot of pre-flop play at the moment, and that means that the blinds will go up quicker and quicker. I believe they're going to go up again in 6 hands. Molinelli's been a little bit more quiet over the last 10 minutes, but like I said before, he's definitely not been afraid to get into the mix. He's going to open it up with ace 10 offsuit too.
When do we get to the 100K blind level? But these blind levels are just driving me up. 17.5, 35,000 is, I mean, like, my God, this might be the hardest blind level to calculate of the whole tournament.
Yeah, but you can just look at it like 20 big blinds is 700K. Then it becomes easier.
How am I supposed to know that? That's already hard in itself. I can do 10 big blinds is 350K. Then we times it by 2.
Yeah, and then it's 700K.
But then
so
times 350 times 3 is not an easy one.
No, but you don't have to do it times 3. You do it always times 4, and then you just like go for the middle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, ace 5 suited. Nice. 3.
David is good. I like the way that David plays.
Enrico, queen 3. How come he's always got the worst hands in the deck in the cutoff? He's got king 6 offsuit, queen 3 suited, ace 4 offsuit. Like, he's just grazing garbage.
He definitely has been.
Ace 9.
Ace 9 versus ace 10. Maybe not quite garbage, but he once more has the worst of it.
Yep. Definitely getting involved. That's why he's always comes into our final table with those chip leaders. Can he get a top 3 finish? Hasn't done it yet.
Top 3 should be very possible for him. Let's see what this hand brings. Nobody really flops anything, and that actually makes this a kind of fun hand.
Yeah. David's got a draw to a nut, though. Try to peel. Probably will try and peel this flop, though. The king. Enrico. It's not really a good board to c-bet, though. Like, guy flats from small blind and big blind. Usually someone's got like a king-queen type hand. Strangely, no one actually has a good piece yet, despite this turn card.
Even that 10 is probably not going to make David feel very good.
Tricky spot for Enrico because he's the only one that can represent the ace king. But the problem is, like, someone usually has something to call turn bet too. Like, say they got a king queen, a jack 10, you know, like a queen 10, queen jack. Like, he's still going to go for it. I think it should work.
And he goes pretty big. That I do like, because if you have ace king here, you're not going to bet too small because, you know, you think there's going to be a lot of bad potential river cards.
Yeah, got the ace 10.
Kind of like it. Well done by Enrico.
The bigger bet, definitely the right play, For sure. And you know, you're gonna get folds from even hands as strong as like ace jack there, right? Like that's kind of a weak draw. Ace five.
Pascal's gonna open it up with ace five. Ace nine is such an annoying hand to play in this small blind. Like ace nine offsuit. I feel like calling is almost never good here.
You're definitely not calling. You 3-bet or folding this hand. You're usually folding, but you know, Muehloecker did 3-bet ace five offsuit earlier, so maybe he's like, well, this is technically a better hand than ace five off. 3-bet would get it done. Everyone is definitely pre-flop heavy today, so like, and they're not really calling 3-bets, so it works. This guy's playing good, Muehloecker.
Yep.
It's a big tournament for him. He doesn't play 10K, satellited in, but he's playing like it's a normal game for him. He's got the confidence. I like it.
Yep. Even with the whole cards up, it feels like he's playing pretty perfect poker from what we've seen so far. He's got nines against ace king and ace 10 suited. Oh, fireworks, wombo combo, double kill, Muehloecker.
I think Marius would get out. I don't know if he should, but if he got away from 2 10s, what makes you think he's going to get him with ace 10 suited here? But Muehloecker, if he holds this hand, well, I don't know, holds the right word, but gets
he
there.
needs to hit, yeah.
Dude's gonna have like 2 million chips. The guy came in 9th place. He's 3-bet jams at nines. It's got a call here. We're racing. Marius. Yeah, I think you fold this one though.
It's kind of funny because Marius, like, probably in his mind, he's like, all right, this is it, 100% I'm going. And then this happens, open from the button, small blind jams. You're like, damn it, like, I just convinced myself. He folds the ace 10 suited. Let's see what Muehloecker decides to do. It's still a big call, Muehloecker. I know you say like, oh, it's nines, you got to call, but it's over 20 big blinds extra.
It's a lot more than 20 big blinds, like 25 or something, right? But 2 nines, I still got to call this spot. Especially knowing my opponent, he's going to do it with 8 sevens. Here we go.
Ace king offsuit against pocket nines. No help yet for Thomas Muehloecker. Needs to find an ace king or a queen on the river. Any aces, kings, or queens? Nope, that is not an ace, king, or queen. It's a 9 or a 10, and that's not going to be good enough. 9, I guess it is, right? Yeah. The 9 of spades, a set. I think that Marius is actually happy to see that. He's like, phew. Yeah, see, like he shows. He's like, I wouldn't have won, guys. I wouldn't have won. That is going to be the end of Thomas Muehloecker. His miraculous run came in very short. Did better than before, no, but still out in 7th place.
Yeah, it's another one of those bottom 4 finishes for him. But yes, he did come in 9th, so he got some pay jumps here. They actually had a real run because that was a reasonable shove there. Would have had so many chips too, right? Like he'd be in good contention, but out again. Marius got a pay jump. This guy, 4 2 10s, ace 10 suited. Now he's feeling good because, like, if you told me I'm going to get a pay jump, and if all I have to do is fold these 2 hands, then yeah, I'm folding those 2 hands every single time. But wow, took a cooler like that to get it done.
Of course, want to let all of you guys know that the Alcoholic series are going on at this point. You guys can see that in the bottom left. Muehloecker is going to donate a couple of chips to Bert Stevens, or really, that is probably the best turn card in the deck, Muehloecker. It's either the 6 or it's the 8 of clubs. Could not really be any better, but I still think Bert Stevens is going to be fine here. Lots of fun tournaments still happening. Of course, recently they introduced the Battle Royale with Dan Bilzerian. I played a couple of them. I actually won one of my very first $3 ones. I was just kind of memeing a little bit, you know, just kind of trying to get used to the format, but that's pretty fun.
I read the format. Yeah, let's talk about that right after this hand because this one could it have got interesting, but Muehloecker didn't fire the turn. But all right, never mind. But yeah, the Battle Royale. Walk me through a little bit of how it goes. I read it and I thought it was kind of cool.
So it's 100 players that start. There's obviously different buy-in levels, like 50 cents. I think there's $1, $3, 10, 20. No, I think 10 was the highest because I played a couple of those. And basically what happens is that 50 players get eliminated and then they make a bunch of new tables and then you need to win. So basically you need to win your table and then you need to win your table again to be in the money. But obviously you're fighting over bounty knockouts too. And then if you win your second table too, you have made it to the final table. It's a big final table. It's kind of fun.
They got some special graphics too, I assume.
Absolutely made. Like the knockouts are cool. You have like the dog text, the military. Look at that bet. Snap call by Bert Stevens.
Ooh.
He's like, get out of here, mate. Just because you can win nines against ace king doesn't mean I'm folding ace queen. Hits us with the haha. Well done by Bert. Yeah, special graphics and the final tables like you're sitting on a cruise ship with money and guns and Ben Bilzerian stuff.
Yeah. So I thought I read that in the first round or whatever, it's based on how many knockouts you get. Is that right? Or is it based on the chips? Like, how does it work? Because there's a time limit, if I recall correctly, for what I read.
Yes. I mean, I haven't played that many, mate, so I don't really know. All I know is that you start with 100, and then at 50 it resets, and then you need to win your table to get to the final table. At first, I think in the first 50 spots, I actually think you get a kneel table every single time you fold.
I see. Yep. Yeah, because I thought I read there's a time limit, okay? And let's just say the time limit goes to 0 because they don't want this thing to last on forever. Then it's based on how many knockouts you got. So technically you could have all the chips, but you can't bust out a single player. You would just get knocked out of the tournament just because you didn't make the top 50 KOs or whatever. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. It's pretty inventive. I like it. I just want to know, when you start the tournament, do they fly you in on one of those helicopters like all those survival games? Oh,
no, that is unfortunately not happening yet.
That'd make it next level. I think a bunch of checks, like maybe a little flop bet, but
I mean, king high flushy, mate.
Okay.
Annoying for Pascal, but you just gotta let it go.
Yeah,
I think it's the wrong time to be a hero.
Board pairing is not good for you too, because sometimes people go for this bet when they hit a boat. Like, let's just say David's got like pocket tens or pocket sevens or queens, right? Like, you see him check back the turn because 4 flush get there and going big. So queen 3.
Unless Pascal wants to pretend that he's got pocket queens and he's not gonna jam for all the chips, but there's no way you do that. That'd be so crazy.
Yeah, it'd be pretty crazy. He's gonna get out. You talk about the Mahalik. I asked you last time, but who's that guy in the middle? I forgot already.
Minton from Russia, mate. Show some love to Minton, okay? Minton is a good dude.
Yeah, no, I forgot. Okay, ace king, queen jack suited. I can see this going to war for sure. Look, all the hearts are dead. Queen's dead. Your reads on Marius on this one or what?
Yeah, that's an easy win for ace king. Easiest win of his life. Easiest win, not even a sweat. If I was David and I had the information that I do, I fold pre-flop. This is like an ace in the window kind of death, mate. Like not even close.
That's pretty funny. Because like it's like drawing dead too. Dudes hit trip aces. 1 heart.
What can I say? I play a lot of poker in America. Maybe a bit too much. Like, I'm not doing very good in StarCraft anymore. I'm still good in talking about StarCraft, but playing becomes harder and harder. And they're like, "Wow, Roddy, what happened to your MMR?" That's like our matchmaking ranking.
Yeah, yep.
I'm like, well, that's not going very good, but I can definitely predict which hands is going to win a GGPoker. So that's good, right, guys?
Marius could get potentially another double up if Bert Steven wants to tag along for this 14 bigs potentially coming in. Oh, wow, this guy's gonna go from 140K up to 1 million potentially.
Sweden made 1-1, by the way, maybe.
That match is still going on.
Yes, it's halftime now, so 45
How long do they play for? Like 10 hours? My God.
You don't know the rules of soccer?
I do not.
That is embarrassing.
I know you have to use your feet.
Yes. It's 45 minutes, then a 15-minute break, and then 45 minutes. This is a great flop for Marius. I mean, it really does not get much better than that. Queen 8-8. Bert Stevens is probably not going to throw in another chip, though. Yes, I know that this is a pretty awful one for him.
It's weird, though, Roddy, because Marius threw in half his stack. And now he might not get the other half of the stack. Is that one of the problems with doing these moves sometimes? Like,
I'm Bert. See, I don't think I'm calling him. Oh, he does call. Well, he's drawing pre.
He's drawing dead.
Oh, that's the king 9. A king or a 9. That would be so brutal. A king. Oh no, no, get out of here. No, go. Oh my God. Okay, first of all, how does he call there? And second of all, how does he get there?
The guy hits a queen. You've got the undercard. You can't win the hand. He's drawing dead and is not drawing dead. That's the thing. How are you drawing dead but win the hand, Roddy? Explain.
Well, it did not say drawing dead. It said running.
Well,
And
I
that's
said
when
he's
you
drawing
hit.
dead.
Yeah, I know, but you say this all the time. You say this pre-flop, man, but we haven't even seen a flop. You already say that people are drawing dead.
Wow. But like, you did not expect that, did you?
No, of course not.
If I show
I
you,
said,
I show you that flop, you thinking there's a chance? And these 3-betting 5 dudes suited. Your guy's on fire.
and is he our new
Is he?
chip leader? Nah, so
Is he?
close.
No.
After this hand, he is.
Sick though.
Yeah,
Your bet.
I think he is.
On fire. Oh, you saying he jams or raises here?
Raises.
Maybe he gets called.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Defendable.
we've got a new chip leader.
No. I can't believe you're going to actually win a final table bet after last week.
No, don't do that. No, Cole. Don't even dare to do that, mate. There's 3 guys with 2 million chips. This would actually it would really give me a couple of nice buy-ins for the week, after a long day of work about StarCraft. I can go to my hotel room. I can order a brewski from the bar downstairs, some nice craft beer, grab my laptop, play some PLO. Come on, Bert Stevens, make me proud, amigo.
Well, I mean, if he's going to lose the chips to someone, you want it to be Pascal, your other bet there. So I guess this really can't go too wrong. Does bet flop?
I definitely do, but I also want to make damn sure that Pascal then does not give them to Molinelli, or especially not David. I think Enrico has been playing good, but I think he's a little too loose. I think that's fair, right? He's getting a little too carried away sometimes.
Yeah, he did this last week too. I think it was last week, but or at least recently, where he came in as a chip leader, got very involved, very sticky, and lost a lot of chips. I do think he's a little bit looser than most of our guys, and that's hand selection, because his hand selection is different. His post flop is a little different too, but he makes them fun to watch. That's the thing. He shakes things up.
39 for Enrico. As we are, of course, down to 5 guys, the next payout is going to be $84,000, I believe.
If you gave me these stack sizes, Roddy, and I said, let's do final table betting now or whatever, or I'd put all my money on Bert Stevens. Like, I would, same stack sizes. I think he's probably the strongest player at this final table right now. Him and Pascal. But with those chips, he's got position on Enrico. Like, this just seems like a trick. Wow. Queen 7 offsuit.
David is so out of line, but he's kind of cool, man. Okay, David is a gangster. I actually really like David.
Yeah, I didn't know him before this. But he gets in there, right? Like, he's got, I don't want to say unconventional, but he's going for plays that other guys are too scared to do.
I think a lot of things can still happen. Like, obviously down to 5, both my final table bets still alive, my pick's still alive. Like, I'm feeling all right about that, but I think this can really go anyway. Like, Molinelli can win it. David can absolutely win it. And Enrico, obviously, if he starts hitting the flops a bit harder, then he can also win it, because he just gets so involved all the time.
Well, I mean, at least, look, Molinelli, Jack 5 offsuit. He's really going for it today. I like it. At least one of your guys guaranteed top 2, so you get a sweat? No. That's my read.
Nothing is guaranteed. No.
Like 90%. That's 80, 70. We'll get there.
I don't know if you truly understand the meaning of the word guaranteed.
Omaha series, do you play or no?
I will definitely play a couple tournaments, yes. Obviously, this week is going to be hard for me to really commit to tournaments, because I'm going to be a bit busy. Actually, I'm honestly not going to be that busy. I feel like at home, I sometimes work harder than at these events. These events is just really fun, because I can hang out and drink beer with my StarCraft 2 friends. And then it's like, oh yeah, we watch a couple games together and we get excited over StarCraft. It's just awesome. But at home,
It's
like,
vacation.
the Twitch grind is honestly very hard. A lot of people underestimate it. They always think like, oh, you wake up, you play video games all day, yeah, real tough life. But traveling to events and getting hired is honestly a lot easier than waking up every single day, each and every single day of the month, and like motivating yourself to stream and make fun content and be energetic and happy. It's a lot harder. So this is gonna be a fun week. Maybe I'll play some Oma tourneys, but most of the time, I think most of it will be when I come back.
All right, but yeah, I'm just saying because you keep telling me about your bad runs in the cash game 5 card PLO. Like thinking, look, you understand tournaments a little bit more. You love Omaha. Seems like the perfect tournament for you. I don't know what the stakes are out there, but I think you should give it a little whirl.
I have to admit that I feel like I am not patient enough for Omaha tournaments. Like I actually do not rate. Like I don't have a poker ego. I'm very good at analyzing, but I think I'm somewhat decent at. I'm very bad, and I don't think I'm good at Omaha tournaments because I don't want to play too many hands. My VPIP is way too high. And obviously, if you go on a heater, yeah, you can completely dominate. Especially a bounty tourney would be nice, but I would not buy a piece of my own action in any Omaha tournament. Let's put it like that.
I'll say this though, Roddy. At least, even though maybe you're not as familiar with the Omaha tournament, maybe because it's NYMAX, is it? I have no idea how many people play in an Omaha tournament.
It's also just because it's tilting, man. Like you know how Oma is. Oma is a brutal game. It's a great game, but it's brutal. And if you sit there for 3.5 hours and then somebody gets it in with literally a gut shot and a worse flush draw, and they get there and they win a 40 big blind pot, I'm just steaming out of my mind. Like it's the worst.
But there are people who play it that just play it because it's a special series that play no limit
Mhm.
normally. So technically, while you may be unfamiliar with it more because it's tournament, you do got some. I want to say you got some edge on some people, Roddy. Just saying.
Tiny edges there, mate. Very tiny edges. Let's see what Pascal Hartmann decides to do with ace 10 of diamonds.
Oh, I definitely think he's playing. I think he's thinking about just ripping it in. It's a lot to rip in. He is 30 big blinds. Keeps it simple.
Where Steven is forced to let this one go, so he drops the 2 million chippies. And Pascal chips back up to 1.4 million. Ace suited ace deuce, pocket nines and pocket sixes. It's gonna be annoying for Bert Steven, man. He's like, Pascal Hartmann, can you just stop? What are you doing?
Is he going to rip this in? No, he's just going to call this time. Too many people to act behind him, but it's going to let little sixes in. Jack 5. 4-way pot out of 5 dudes. That'd be a lot. 80% in. 80% of the players. Enrico wants his 2 cards back. Don't even know what they were.
I don't think they were very good. Otherwise, Enrico would have been. Oh no, Jack 5? Really? The Jackson 5 is the one that flops best?
And you'd think the way he's ahead is hitting a jack, right? You don't expect the trip 5s to come. Safest board possible.
There are people who call this. There are people who call this a set, but this does not count as a set. No.
Oh, those tilt me. Those are live people who say that though.
Yeah. It's super annoying. I obviously have a couple of like mostly StarCraft players. And, ooh, a 7 of hearts actually makes it a bit more fun. Now Bert Stevens picks up the nut flush draw.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you've got a set. I'm like, no, I've got trips. Okay, trips. It's all right, but that's not competitive. I mean, unless it's trip force. With trip force, I'm still feeling pretty good.
Does this count as a set of 5s for me?
No, absolutely not. In no universe it does, and you know it.
Molinelli.
How much does he bet here? Yeah, pot size bet. I actually really like that. I really like that bet.
I still don't think Bert Stevens can fold because he might have the best hand. Like he beats 2 other hearts. He beats 8-9. He beats 6-8. He has clean draw. Misses.
It's a big one. Bert Stevens was close to being a chip leader when he was sitting at 2.4 million chippies. He now has 1.6 million chips left. Maybe Molinelli is like a little terrified that he doesn't have the best hand, but I think he kind of knows that he does.
Yeah, he definitely knows. He's just wondering what to bet. He's probably thinking go big. Look, I bet big on the turn. It does.
That's 700k. Solid 16, 17 big blinds. That's the quick fall. Means Molinelli is our nil chip leader. Over 3 million chips. For the first time tonight, we've got someone over 3 million chippies.
Well, technically, Enrico had 3 million chips. He started the final table with 3.3. He's lost 1 million chips.
Someone other than Enrico, but you're right, Muehloecker. Thank you for pointing that one out.
Molinelli, like, I don't know. He just keeps winning pots. He doesn't get involved in every single pot, but for some reason, when he wins them, they're solid size.
Can't believe out of those hands, ace, deuce, sixes, and nines, it's check 5 that ends up winning it.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. Ace 4 suited here, taking his sweet time, looking to maybe 3-bet this one. Maybe call. I don't know. It's kind of weird. He's taking lots of time, but he is going to bump it up. I was going to say, David seems like a type to defend 8-7 suited, but the sizing was so big.
Pocket 8s versus pocket 5s, but one of the 5s is dead, so don't get too excited.
I'm free rolling here because he's seeing a flop, right? Like 100%. And this is Enrico. Yeah, he's in the small blind, but he's yes. Oh, no, this is a good flop to check. Pocket 8s. Let your opponent see a free turn card.
Of course.
Oh,
Ooh.
so close. Hey, this is the type of hand you try to show down. Let those pocket 5s see one more card.
You guys just joined us and you're wondering what's happening. Muehloecker and I have an ongoing bet for season 2 about which hand will make more sets, pocket 5s or pocket 4s. Needless to say, I went with pocket 4s. Then I went with pocket 5s. So far, the count is at 0 for both hands.
It's brutal because like they don't really play these hands very often, so you gotta take what you can. And oftentimes when they do, they've got one out, and sometimes they make a set when they're not involved. Yeah, like tilting game.
We had a set. We had a set today with pocket 4s. Look at David firing a little bet. Making this actually sick, man. I really feel like he's putting Enrico also on a small pocket pair, or just missed high cards.
2 overs, and it's it's not the biggest bet, but it's not the smallest bet out there too.
I like this bet. This is sick. I think it's actually gonna get paid off too. I think now
read.
Enrico's just curious, and he's like, "All right, show me what you got then."
I think he thinks Enrico would have bet a queen or 9 on the river himself, so that's
absolutely
why he decided to bet this. Really solid.
And of course, doesn't really have to worry about the 8-10 or 8-5 when you hold pocket 8s. Maybe Enrico is gonna pretend that he's got 8-5. That'd be something.
Is your birthday 8-5? This is like the perfect hand for you. 2 5s, 2 8s. My gosh.
I know. There's only 1 8 and 1 5, mate. But... Are you telling me I should do a double birthday this year? I mean, I can get behind that, man.
Yeah, he's really thinking about this one. It's a small pot.
It's too weird to bluff now, I think. Like when you take this long. I mean, I know people to do it, but I don't know if you agree with this, but I almost feel like it's bad etiquette when people take so long on the river to make their move. I'm just like, oh man. I don't know. That's the one thing I really hate about poker. Like, I know there's a lot of tournaments now that have good rules with time blanks. Nice. Enrico makes the call. He just wants to see it. And I feel like the pocket 8s is like the only hand he didn't want to see, because that's like, man, you got value out of me with pocket 8s on that board. Like, that's like the only thing he probably didn't want to see.
Yeah, he should type the emoji nice hand, but he's probably a little annoyed that he made that call and got shown a better hand like that. But yeah, no, I do hate it when some people, they take a little bit too long, too regularly. Like, I understand when, here and there, but there's some guys out there, man, they take max time bank every single street, and they are the worst people. Yeah. They should just be eliminated from the client.
You know what's really annoying is you're playing like 4 or 5 card Oma, you have like monster draws, so you call twice, but then you just kind of miss, and you just know that the other guy has like top set and that's the stone cold nuts, and then they still take like the full 45 seconds before they make their little pot size bet, and it's like, mate, I'm gonna snap full. You can bet $1 and I'm gonna fold right now. Like, what are you doing? And it's like, oh, you're so good, taking 45 seconds to bet with your nuts in the river. Like, oh, that drives me insane, man. I hate it.
Yeah. No, I feel you for sure. Especially online poker. Live poker, I understand things are a little bit slower, right? But online, like these guys, they just take way too long. I don't know. They just maybe they need to cut down the time bank or something. Like,
And another idea for GG Poker. You know how you know Uber, right? Obviously, you can do Uber rides in Australia.
yeah. I can
Yeah,
do that
so
around the world.
so
Yeah.
you can rate the Uber drivers, and they can also rate you as a passenger. What if we could rate fellow poker players, and we can give people a 1 to 5 star ranking, just based on their etiquette, their snap cams, their chat, and how quick they play?
That's pretty cool. I'll finish that thought in a second because this dude just hit a random straight on the river. Small bet of King 9. Gonna get raised, obviously. Pascal, can he find a fold? I think there's only one bet in on the flop. Oh, this stuff.
So annoying. 360K. It was pretty quick as well. Still strong. Obviously, could be the missed diamonds, could be a missed queen jack. Don't really put your opponent on 8-7 here, especially not since David obviously opened under the gun. And then I guess the
Yeah.
only hand that makes sense is an 8-7.
Yeah. Pocket sixes, but then pocket six checks back flop a decent amount too. 8-7 also shouldn't, it would have not bet the turn, which a lot of guys do. It's a tough spot for Pascal. And he bets small. Sometimes when you bet a third of the pot, you induce some raises from random hands. You got the guy emojiing you on the side with Dan Bilzerian. Like, oh.
If he makes a call, he is in shambles though. If Pascal makes his call, he is actually going to be very, very crippled. It's a very annoying hand, but I think he's gonna have to let it go. Hopefully he can do it. See, okay, you were congratulating my guys on making heads up, and now they're both the short stacks.
This guy could lose. He can be a super short stack if he ends up calling this one. I think, like, I want to talk about what you're saying because I think you're onto something. Like this, a rating system. Huh. Not bad. But what is the purpose of the rating system? There gotta be some punishments or something, right?
Well, yeah, maybe if like people get like 1,000,000 1-star reviews, that GG will actually take a look at their accounts. So it's basically like reporting a player. But also, I think, like, for instance, if you go through, Pascal makes a fold, by the way, a good fold. If he would have made that call, he would have been seriously crippled. But for instance, if you want to play some regular cash tables, so you don't want to play rush and cash, not Russian cash, but rush and cash. And then, like, it obviously makes more sense to sit down with a table where people have higher star ratings than like sitting down at the table with a bunch of people that all have 1 or 2-star ratings on average because they all take forever and can't stand losing a pot.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that for sure. Or maybe they should putting average time use. He's like, you click around, you see this guy's got an average time bank of time action 40 seconds. Yeah, I'm not sitting at that table. No one's sitting at that table. And then this guy gets shunned from playing any games because no one wants to play with him. It's another alternative. But I think your system's pretty more in line with GG because it's very innovative.
I expect nothing but 5-star ratings for my amazing Snapcam videos. I'm still that guy that if we make it to level 10 in any MTT, I send a video. Well done, guys. Congrats on making level 10. Let's go. Almost in the money. And everyone is like, WTF, WTF. Lol.
Can you start like just doing that here for every guy that busts out? Like just clapping them. Congrats on 9th place. Thomas or Judd Trump. you got 30K.
I'll leave making these guys angry over at the over or up to you. I know you're good at it.
How about this? Even better. Okay, you make a video for everyone who's busted. Congratulations like that. And then GG emails these guys these videos. So if you got 9th place, they send an email for you, your photo or your video if you congratulated them. That'd be perfect.
No, I don't think we should be doing that. Bert Stevens opening up with ace deuce of clubs, and Molinelli has kings. I feel like First Stevens was running hot for a bit, and now just kind of feels that he's getting a bit unfortunate with the timing, right? It's just nothing really meant to be.
Yeah, we were talking about maybe being chip leader at some point, but
Yeah,
down
I mean, he was
yeah.
like 10 or 20,000 chips short of being the chip leader, less than a big blind. Ace king suited and pocket threes.
Yeah, but he lost a lot of chips on that jack against the Jack 5. I think because it's a bigger bet. It was like 10 big
I
blinds.
kind of wish that he would have. Oh, pocket threes
Ooh.
make a set.
I picked pocket threes, didn't I?
No, he did not.
That was a choice. That was not the choice. It was threes or fives. Oh man, I'm getting salty.
The threes have actually been making a reasonable amount of sets as well.
Let's see, is he gonna raise? Nope. Just calls.
Yeah, pocket fours, you would have outturned him then.
And then pocket fives makes it straight on the river. Don't worry.
Worst spoken commentary ever.
like we're talking about hands that aren't even involved.
Well, I can't believe how bad it was. I just want to give a formal apology to everyone.
That is a 1-star rating, Roddy.
Yes, for both of us forever. Oh.
Okay.
David actually makes a big bet here, man. He's starting to dig his own grave pretty deep. He is drawing that.
Molinelli trying to charge that flush draw. Snap fold. Let's see. What rating do you think we would get, Roddy, as commentators?
Most people, actually, this is a true story. One of the very last few minutes I played of PLO, I was like, all right, I've got like 20 minutes to kill. I opened like 1 or 2 tables of 1 to 5 card PLO. And there's a dude, he's like, hey, Rotterdam. I'm like, are you the commentator? I'm like, yeah, that's me. Force make. This is actually an action hand. We'll save that story. Let's see what happens here between Molinelli and Enrico. As Molinelli flops top pair, has a backdoor flush draw, and Enrico flop trip fours.
Ooh.
Oh my god, that's bad, mate.
Real bad.
That's bad.
Because Molinelli, like, let's just say he's, I'm up against a 10. Well, now taking over the lead. It's a vulnerable spot. You're just going to check. Definitely check calling that turn card.
For a second, I thought I froze. I was like, oh. Let's see what Enrico decides to do here. Can we make a deal, Muehloecker, that if one of our hands makes quads, it doesn't have to be a pocket pair?
Sorry. What do you mean?
Like if there would be a 4 on the river now, I get a point for pocket fours making a set.
But it's not the same. No, it's not.
I know. I'm kidding.
Like,
I'm kidding.
You should get 100 points. You should just win the challenge, right? No, so he did pay off. This is annoying, right? Because obviously Enrico's gonna bet again. Jack 10 pays off or not?
To be fair, if I'm Enrico here, I'm not like worried, but imagine you bet, okay, I want to say 700-800K. Then I guess you just immediately committed. Yeah.
He said he bet and put I want to call. It's weird because it should be I want you to call, but
yeah, that email doesn't exist yet. No, we're working on it.
Does that change things for Molinelli? Like, why the heck did he bet big and emojied immediately?
So this is one of these hands that really stinks, but you've got far from the nuts. And that is obviously an understatement. There are a lot of hands that beat you. Like the pocket jacks and the pocket tens, obviously very unlikely, but once in a very blue moon, you're going to see it. But any 4 beats you, 2 spades beat you, pocket sixes beat you.
Nice fold.
Queens, solid. Kings, aces beat you. So, well done.
Really solid there.
Oh no!
I think Enrico shouldn't have did that emoji. Oh, pocket fives. Come on, you
5 that.
Come on, 8-5 offsuit. You know you're gonna see a flop here.
It's your hands against my birthday. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's pretty funny. That should have been the time to throw out a 5 out there and an 8. Birthday flop.
See that our man Molinelli not totally sure about what just took place in that previous hand. But you played it well, mate. Could have been a lot worse. You can be proud of yourself. It's gonna take a while before he will have peace with the outcome. He'll get there. Fives will take it down, even though that's the ugliest flop in history for pocket fives. Well done by Enrico. He now gets pocket sixes. Bert Stevens has queen 10. We are reaching the 25-50K blind level, and that means that Bert Stevens, I don't want to say that he's short Nanonoko. He is at 28 big blinds by the looks of it. But you don't want to lose chips when you have 28 big blinds.
True. You had a story. We got interrupted. What was it? I forget.
Oh yeah, so yeah, you were asking about like what the rating people would give us as a caster.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
So it's like hey Roddy. I'm like, hey man, it's like, are you the same guy that does the commentary over GG? And I'm like, I reply with a smiley face, like, yeah, that's me. And he's like, your commentary sucks. And I just like reply with, yeah. And I reply with so sick. And then he replied with, haha, just kidding, mate. I just want to tilt you so I can take your money. And I was like, all right, that's fair enough.
That's pretty funny though. But he might have meant it.
He was pretty cool. And like I have this thing. This is like an ultra negative EV play, but whenever I've been at the table for a while and then I leave, I do the my last hand emoji, and I will always play it like under the gun. You know, I sit out of the big blind. No matter how crap my hand is, I will play it. Maybe I'll limp, maybe I'll min raise. It's just like and then like he actually called my limp. But then I misread because I wasn't under the gun, but I was under the gun +1. So I had another one. And he's like, hey man, I just played it last hand because I wanted to bust you in the last hand. What's this all about? I was like, this is really my last hand. So he was actually, he was pretty chill. We had a good time.
Nice. So why is there an emoji now? But just damn those errands everywhere.
There are like some guys that just always spam the same emotes. There is one dude from Finland. He plays a lot of mid-stakes MTTs. And every single time I join his table, he hits me with the Elke, you suck. And he just keeps doing it like over and over again. I'm like, mate.
But that's the best one.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's funny because it's kind of annoying. Elke's face gets really intense with it.
So he just spams it the whole time just for fun.
Yeah. Every time he limps to me or he raises me, he's like, you suck. And then when I take a pot of him, I'm like, you suck. And then he's like, you suck. And then even then I try to make it like chiller and I like throw in a haha and he's just like, you suck. It's like what, pocket fives again?
Yes. No, don't jam. You got a trap. Let the queen jack 5 roll off.
He might call, mate. He might actually call. Yes. Queen jack of spades looks pretty. Short stack is gonna jam a lot of tiny pocket pairs. Okay. Obviously, it would have been an adventurous call. Nice queen for Bert Stevens. If Molinelli folds, Enrico is gonna open. Snap open. We're getting close to our second break, by the way, Nanonoko.
That's all right. I feel like Dan Bilzerian emojis are they the most popular of the 4?
Yeah, but also right now they're kind of your default. Like if you just sit down at the table, like I actually just get Dan Bilzerian by default, so I have to manually switch back to one of the other ones. So I think that's why we see them a lot.
Ah, okay.
They're just trying to make them popular. Bert Stevens with the Roddy birthday, he thought about it. He's like, Roddy did bet on me. Don't do it, man. It's not a good hand.
Pocket sixes should rip this one in. Sitting on big stack into almost 20 bigs. It's a standard shove. Standard. Oh, so the other day I was checking the lobby because we got that Muehloecker series. I like to just click the big buy-in one, see what's running, who's doing well. 10K. There's 3 or 4 people left. You know who was at that final table? Nicholas
Eat.
Asset.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Because that guy plays PLO and makes final tables too. That's ridiculous, don't you think?
It is, but I can also imagine the field of a 10K PLO tournament not being incredibly big.
That is true. I think it only paid like 4 people or something like that.
There you go.
But
And Nicholas Asset probably
Asset-
has the bankroll to fire a bullet or 2 or 3 there. So, you know, like, yeah, it's impressive, but let's not get too carried away.
Is it a game that oh, nice squeeze here. Ace 8. Ooh, pocket 8s. I think pocket 8s is probably going to let it go. So when you're in the middle here, your hand looks like what it is, and you don't want to play a hand when it looks like what it is.
Well done. Another strong hand there by Molinelli, who has taken a pretty commanding chip lead over the rest of the table. That's going to do it for our second hour. Nananoka was in story time, but we'll continue his story in 4 minutes and 40 seconds. If you're enjoying this coverage of the final table, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys soon.
Hello, everybody. Daniel Negreanu here with some good news from the GGPoker Network. We've been preparing a promotion for the new year called GG Care. As any poker player might know, sometimes you find yourself in what we call unfortunate situations, you know, some ugly bad beats, right? Well, that's where GG Care comes in. GG Care will take care of you with huge prize pools available every day. Let's see how you can get your GG Care benefits. Aces versus kings. Yep, all in before the flop. I mean, nobody's going to fold that, right? That's just a setup. It's a cooler. I can't imagine being, you know, at the final table of the World Series of Poker heads up and this happening to me. It's just brutal. Bad beats should never be a thing, but they are. Thanks, GG. I flopped the top set. Very nice. Some fucking idiot chases a runner straight to suck out on me. Unbelievable. But in my darkest moment, GG Care was there. Thanks, GG. Flop the second nut set, the middle set on the flop. It's an impossible cooler. How can you be beat there? The guy has top set. Nobody's folding that. Sometimes it just feels unfair. Thanks, GG. As you can see, in the most unfortunate of situations, GG Care will appear for you. Are you curious how to get these benefits? Don't worry, you don't even have to lift a finger. First, simply enjoy the game as usual. Whenever something unfortunate happens, GG Care will be there. Secondly, when confronted with such circumstances, GG Care automatically will register you into a flip-out tournament with a huge prize. Just check the pop-up window. Thirdly, take a rest, have yourself a nap, get yourself a good night's sleep, clear your mind of all the bad beats, and when you wake up, the daily GG Care prizes will be waiting for you. That's all there is to GG Care. Pretty simple, isn't it? Just play the game as normal and GG Care will take care of you. And the prize money will only grow more and more in the future, so keep your eyes posted and good luck, everybody. I hope you don't have too many bad beats, but if you do, GG Care will be there. Thanks, GG.
Elke was waiting to come back to the final table.
Radar holds things. Oh my God.
Michael Adamo is the best.
Welcome back, everyone, to hour 3 of the High Roller Super Millions Week 2, Season 2, where we are down to 5. Everything was going fine for my 2 picks on the right side until Nanonoko promised me one of them was going to make it to the heads up. They haven't won a hand since. They are now the 2 shortest stacks at the table. Let's see if they can turn it around.
Look, you got dealt pocket sixes. You feeling good now? It's the best hand.
Especially because Enrico is crazy enough to jam, but I don't think Bert Stevens would ever call.
Well, I don't know about that, but I can say this. Bert Stevens will be getting this in pre-flop, no matter what. Like he's either going to reshove over a raise, or, well, maybe he just raises. I don't know. He just rips it in.
Enrico calls this. Would be bad news there for Enrico, but Enrico lets it go. Ten suited for Enrico. He's like, all right. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Pascal Hartmann is getting seriously short, of course, guys. He is down to 16 big blinds. Well, 17 at this point, but that is a lovely flop for Enrico. It's going to be hard for him to find a way to lose his hand.
It's what we call nailing it. Diamonds everywhere. Top pair. Just a bit of everything. Dude's opening queen 6 of hearts. Doesn't even get a c-bet out of him, though.
No. Molinelli just has nothing to work with. I'm like, maybe if that was the 4 of diamonds, he's like, you know what? I see potential, but some flops are just not meant to be. Molinelli lets it go, and Enrico gets another one on the board.
Does it tilt you when you flop so strong and you get not even one little bit of action?
Yeah.
I know you win the hand, but like, this is always a little bit of disappointment, right?
Absolutely. Jam City for Pascal Hartmann. Anything other than an all-in here would be shocking. And I don't think he's going to get any action. So I guess we can get ready for the next one.
Yeah, Pascal does not make plays. Queen 6 suited for Enrico. The cutoff is Enrico's favorite spot to just open the weirdest hands. Not weirdest, but you know, non-standard hands. 8-5. They're getting it in. It's your birthday versus the Ace King suited.
I'm glad that I have truly brought you down to my level of commentary, Nanonoko. This is everything I try to do in my career. Actually, kind of tricky. Uh-oh. That is an ugly flop for Ace King of Hearts.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, no backdoor heart. Bunch of cards that hits the big blind jack.
Wow. That has to be the most underwhelming Ace King of all time. He limped and then just snap folded.
Yeah, and he had best hand too.
Well, Bert Stevens, his openings lately have just been not working out. He's been opening a lot of marginal hands and he just keeps running into a hand that's always a bit better.
Enrico pocket 9 just calls there and lets his opponent see a flop, and that is a flop. That is powerhouse-ish. Bunch of diamonds, very similar to the King 10 of diamonds flop.
Well, that one was quite a bit better because it was a top pair. That helps a lot, but this one is definitely something that Bert Stevens can work with. Let's see how Enrico decides to play his 9s here. Makes the call. Now Bert Stevens gets closer to what the King 10 was, but still not quite there.
Yeah. When you turn to 8, a lot of times you just check because you got the showdown value. You crush the hands at, you know, like 6 and 3. Just check. I like to see Enrico throw a little bet out there. I think he's got the image to get paid off. I think he should expect a queen to bet the turn with a high frequency. He can represent some flush draws. Yeah, he does bet. Enrico on point. Gets snapped.
Wow.
Bert's on 1 million. I don't know why I laugh, but it's just because it's your bet.
He's looking quite bad for Bert Stevens, who hits us with the running call. Wow, David just open folded 6s there, and it's the correct call. Because Bert Stevens is, yep, he's open folded pocket 6s.
9s, premium. Wow, he just rips it in. No unusual rip. I'd love to see him make it 150, 170, maybe get limp jam. Kings and 10s and 8s. Oh, you guys,
that's
blessed.
fireworks. That is fireworks. I don't think Molinelli will get out of the way. I think this will be a battle between the tens and the kings. Well, Bert
Oh
Stevens
my
has
god.
been running
To be
cold for a
fair,
while.
Molinari could pay off here, right? Because there's not a 3-bet for the two tens. And 2 8s is not in the worst shape. 21.5. I mean, it's a bad shape in this one, but like, he's got a big stack. Someone's paying
It's in
off.
real bad shape.
Who's
Because
paying off?
Pascal Hart, I think the tens, mate. Eights are gonna fold and tens are gonna call. Molinelli has been playing really good tonight. He has not been putting himself in spots that he didn't need to be in. Oh,
He's in.
and
Two
now I
tens
want.
should
It would
get
actually
away.
be so good for Bert Stevens to go up against the eights rather than the tens because
Yeah.
Pascal Hartmann had an eight. The tens folded. Bert Stevens, his kings. Oh, well, for a second I thought it was an eight. Instead, that was actually a king. Bert Stevens flop stop set and obviously has it locked up at that point. Is Enrique going to show the tens? Of course, he's going to show the tens. He wants to let everyone know that he got away.
So good. You so good, Enrico. That's my pick. Still in it to win it. Bert Stevens, hey, your guy doubled up. Stop complaining that, oh, ever since Nanonoko hyped him up or whatever, like he's just been losing. He just got in kings versus eights, and his opponent had one out. Must feel good.
Look at Enrico. Casually flopping the wheel.
Little wheel. I wonder, like, who made up this term, the wheel? Like, how did that come about? Like, you look at ace
Guess
2
the
3
big-
4 5. Do you see a wheel somewhere? I don't
I think
understand.
it's just because it goes from the top with the ace and then it starts over again. So that's the wheel. That's what I always made of it.
You actually thought about this, Roddy.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know that. I'm just trying to make sense of all the poker terms and terminologies that you guys use. But yeah, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It goes around. You
Interesting.
start counting up and then we go around the clock.
And Broadway. 10 Jack Queen King Ace. How's that Broadway? Explain to me that one.
That I don't have an explanation for, other than I guess it's a lot of very fancy and flashy cards. The king, the queen, the jack. It makes me think of Broadway on New York.
That makes some sense. You are actually on point.
I don't know. I'm making all of this up, man, but that's how it works in my mind.
You're selling it to me. I'll tell you that. King, queen. Smooth calls here.
Bert Stevens gets out of the way with his queen 5, king queen flop stop 2 pair. Horrible flop for Pascal. Obviously does have a gutter ball, but that's all he's got.
So, are you itching to play any live poker at all? Like, has
Yeah,
that
for
bug?
real. Absolutely.
Shuffle some chips, have some chats, have some beer.
I really want to. I've been saying for a while that one of the guys is actually here. He's also a pretty big poker fan. He plays the Beat the Pros every Saturday too.
Okay.
His name is Johan Mello. He's a very famous Warcraft 3 player and does some StarCraft stuff too. And like he's always like, when are we going to Rasvedov? When are we going to Rasvedov? You know, like we want to do a road trip. And obviously, as soon as we're both vaccinated and everything is chill, we're definitely gonna go for it. Just take 5 or 6 days and let's DJing it up.
How far is that from where you live from drive?
It's a proper road trip. It's probably gonna take me 12 hours, maybe.
All right. Okay. Ace queen suited. I see. Of course, Enrico and the cutoff is opening. Standard.
Let's see. Let's
Bert-
make 3-bet here. Yeah.
He's out of line a lot, huh? He's been attacking Enrico over and over again. I don't think he's ever had it.
Now you're just in a really weird spot. I feel like you almost have to pay off. But
Force. Not even double.
yeah. This really sucks. It really sucks. Let's see if Bert Stevens can get lucky or if Pascal Hartmann is going to be the one who's back to. Maybe I can chop it up. What about a 5? There you go.
Well done.
Everyone loves a chop, but except Pascal Hartmann, he's really upset right now.
The emoji game has been turned up today. Was it if you don't use emojis today, you get eliminated? Like everyone's on it. Has to be Bilzerian too.
Maybe the GG admin send them a message. Hey guys, you're on the final table, the future table. We're gonna broadcast it. You guys want to see some tournament dollars appear in your account? You better spam some emotes.
So, hey, it's funny because we were talking about how Bert Stevens wasn't doing so hot lately. Almost, he might be chip leader right now. Is he? Call it. It is.
We have a new chip leader, and it is Bert Stevens.
The guy goes from
Well-
chip leader to last to chip leader. Nice.
To be fair, he was almost chip leader. He wasn't totally the chip leader. Pocket threes. I'm gonna go for a little raise. Let's see what Enrico decides to do with the weak ace offsuit. He is going to 3-bet it. Bert Stevens kind of annoyed, want to defend his big blind with queen 10. I can feel the frustration in the fold.
Molinelli, pocket threes. I don't know how can you see frustration? There's no live reads.
It was the
Snap
not
fold.
snap fold. It was the 4-second fold. It's like so annoying. Like,
I wonder, do you think you have good live reads?
no, but I don't really apply that logic. I don't know. I just play my cards, play the spots. I don't believe in the live reads too much. Bert Stevens 3-betting king 9 gets king 10 to fold.
Oh, he showed.
Yeah, he's trying to piss off Enrico.
He's been attacking him. Like Bert Stevens' game is it's real annoying to play against him. I can see.
David has been capable of making some moves throughout the evening. He sets to defend here with queen 4 offsuit, flops bottom pair. Is he
Yeah.
gonna see a turn? Yes, he is.
Oh.
Bert Stevens picks up the flush draw and the wheel draw.
I think Bert should bet 400k plus. He could put a lot of pressure on David. Yeah, there goes.
Nice read, Nanonoko.
Because a king can't really call this turn. An ace, a weak ace might have some trouble because you got to look. Pascal 653k. You don't want to be dusting off 400k on the turn and just to fold the river. Well, Bert Stevens, he's like winning hands and using running hot emojis. He's playing 9-3 suited. He's 3-betting Enrico. I think he's 3-betting like 5 or 6 times now with garbage. Worked every time. Like, I'm starting to think this is the Bert Stevens show, Drac Ganger. Like, I'm not saying that just because you bet on him and trying to curse. No, he's playing really well, don't you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely, he's playing well.
But like, it's not just he's getting dealt good cards and then like, like just playing those. He's actually like being really annoying. Like he's 3-betting Enrico regularly. Enrico's just kind of like keeps folding because he doesn't want to play these big pots out of position. Just shows how you can leverage like those ICM payouts against other people.
Yeah, relatively fun hand. Ace 10 of hearts against king 9 of spades, king queen in the big blind. He's playing very well, and obviously won the monster with the kings against the tens. That is obviously what allows him to do what he's doing. 3-way, wow, that is very similar to the king 10 hand, Nanonoko.
Right. I see what you're saying. Top pair, good flush draw. You prefer the king 10 suit just because like less overcards, but still very good.
And this is the nut
queen.
flush draw, though.
Definitely something that could continue if he wants to. Like he's got 2 overcards, king high, backdoor heart draw, which is reasonably strong. I think with these stack sizes, that he probably should be continuing, especially against a small bet. Is going.
Oh,
He thinks that's
that
a
is
good card,
such,
Roddy.
yeah. He thinks that's an amazing card, but that is actually the worst card that could have rolled off.
Yeah, like besides the king or queen, like this card
What do you
makes
think
him
Bert Stevens should
continue.
do? Bet real small, like 180, 220?
Wow, he's on point. It's a third pot bet. He knows that Enrico will be pretty scared in general. So overcard or flush gets there.
I'm feeling a blow up. I think Enrico's gonna get real out of line here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when you turn this card too, you're like, well, I've just got high card. I'm gonna make a play. Gets quickly called, and man, let's blow up. Like, okay, good thing he gave up, but you feel like he wanted to fire, just be like, YOLO. I hope you just have a naked ace of hearts and fold. Unfortunately, Bert won't get anymore. But he got a lot of value out of a hand that had nothing.
I mean, imagine if there is a 9 that rolls up there, then Enrico loses all the chippies. Only shows the ace of hearts.
That's a good. Pocket four is gonna make a set. You got a chance. You're free rolling this one because I think Bert's gonna fold to Bert. He's gonna see a free flop.
I don't know if we
How do
have
you?
that much of a chance with
He hasn't made a set in
being
6
folded
months.
already.
Oh, it's close.
Yeah, but Molinelli folded a 4, mate.
Yeah. So I hope he hits a 3. Just to tease you. Oh. I'm sweating this. I can't believe. Okay, here's the question. By the whole year, we've done the whole series, right? What do you think the score will be roughly?
Between the sets?
Yeah, the sets. Are we thinking like 5-5 or like 10-10 or like like what's like? Well, I guess what's the number you think someone's gonna have? Or like the highest number one person will have?
8 or 9.
8 or 9. All right. So every
No,
5
maybe a bit.
shows.
No, more higher. Actually, way higher. We're just running cold at the moment. It's gonna be way higher.
It does feel a little cold, doesn't it? But no, I don't think so. 7. I'm going with 7.
Bert Stevens trying to steal this one away, by the way, with 7 high.
When check call flop. But David's
Second
pretty.
nut, though.
It's pretty good. Like he doesn't go away easily. He might pay this one off. It's kind of hard to think what you beat. But if you think your opponent will float with like even like Jack 10 suited and stuff, yeah, you gotta make this call.
Makes the call. Maybe the emote actually is what pushed him over the line. I am fortunate for Bert Stevens. Lines go up again in 10 hands, by the way.
Post emoji. These guys are post game emoji players. Like post flop, I mean.
Yeah, they analyze everything.
Pascal
Hartmann with the jam.
I think this is definitely our jam. 10 big blinds. The thing is with ace 3, you got a good blocker. You got the best hand a lot, and it plays really bad post flop. That's the truth. So you're better off just taking it to free. Oh,
ooh,
this one
queens.
looks spicy.
Queens and king jack suited.
Snap call. Bert, he's got 10-9 suited. He could call this one too. He looks like he wants to 3-bet it though. You won't get to see any more action, but he's playing. Question is how. I think call is definitely a play. I think 3-bet. Oh wow, he folded. I'm very surprised. This dude's sitting on 3.8 million, folded 10-9 suited correctly on the button.
And if you're talking about a spicy turn card, what about the queen of spades?
I know, right? Like whatever queen is, well, queen of hearts would make it funny. Yeah, the queen of spades be the deal breaker. Molinelli checks. Enrico. It's got a hand I could fire a little bet here. He could definitely take it down on a flop bet. Beat 7s, 8s, 9s. Those would just go straight to dumpster. Good check. He's going to fire a little bit. And this when we put the queen of spades out, Roddy. By the way, my guy started with 3.5 million chips. Where'd all his chips go?
He lost some with... Well,
Every
he actually
single
didn't
hand.
lose that many with the 10s. I mean,
Oh,
he
the
got
king,
3-bet. Yeah, the king queen one was a big one. That could have been a lot worse, but that was already a big one. They also just got 3-bet all the time by Bert Stevens. Just all the freaking time.
Yeah. It's been disaster final table for Enrico. And he came in as 2x chip lead. You got to remember, 3.5 million chips. Queens got a terrible run out. Might actually, he's probably thinking like, how do I win this pot? Molinelli is going to check. Can Enrico no? And Enrico now in 4th place out of 5 dudes.
Pascal is also an absolute survivor, isn't he? Just doesn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, he's quite solid. But nothing's changed for him.
David is also. I wouldn't count David out, mate. Even though he's been obviously losing some chips, but he's still been battling over it. He hasn't been getting the easy chips. No spots where he just got it all in. 6-5 going for the defense here against the ace queen of Bert Stevens. Flops nothing.
Yeah, both people are nothing, but that little bet's gonna take it down. I mean, yes, you kind of expect Bert Stevens to reach heads up, but if you had to pick someone else based on chips in play, who do you thinking? You think it's a David, a Molinelli, Enrico, Pascal?
Maybe based on, to be honest, Molinelli and David have both played very well. So they honestly kind of deserve it. Yeah, I'll probably go with a Bert Stevens against David, heads up. If you ask me, like, who has truly played the best, probably go with those two.
David does seem like he gets involved a bit more, right? Molinelli more solid, but a pre-flop heavy game.
But did make some nice moves too.
For sure. He's made some great folds. I remember that Jack 10, 5-5 Jack. Somehow got away. Enrico's quite splashy. Big ice cube. Big V-pip. Bert. He's got Jack 5 offsuit. Jackson 5 running hot.
Definitely did earlier today. It kind of feels that as long as Pascal is alive, it makes it a bit harder for David, Molinelli, and Enrico to fight back in the way they would like to fight back.
Yeah, Bert's opening some really shitty hands here, right? Queen 2 suited in a cutoff, obviously bad. Pascal sitting on ace 5 suited. He is going to go for it. He knows Bert Stevens so out of line. You suck. Let's get the Elky you suck. That's the favorite of the Finnish guy, you say.
Yeah.
Was it Elis Parsonen at your table, or just
No.
you sucking you the whole time? No.
Nope. Pocket sevens, Gem.
Into your birthday. I can't unsee it. I literally can't unsee it. It's so terrible because 8-5 offsuit is typically straight into the muck hand. Somehow I just see it all the time.
It is a hand that pops up a lot.
It does. It really does. You seriously have ruined my poker, like everything.
You'll get over it then, Anuka. You will be able to appreciate poker in a whole new way. This could very well be it for Pascal Hartmann. I'm actually kind of worried for him here. I do not expect David to go anywhere. David makes the call with the ace jack. It's a little too much.
Shove. Oh. Ooh. I was gonna say, so maybe Pascal gets away somehow.
So unfortunate for David. David does make the call. Obviously can still maybe chop it or can find a jack. Nope, needs to find a jack and a jack only, guys.
Well done. Full double up. Oh, jack.
Mate, why would you do that? Why would you do that to Pascal Hartmann? What has he ever done to you? And how many more times does this need to happen? That obviously means Pascal Hartmann is eliminated in 5th place. Big shout out to Nanonoko for making that one happen. And we are down to 4.
Yeah, sick. Because like, wow. Because you gotta remember, the ace queen against the ace jack, the queen board, remember? And Bert Stevens still won with the ace jack. Like, how can that happen again? These ace jacks are just, just getting there somehow. Wow.
How could it ever happen again? You're right, Nanonoko. How could anyone ever hit a 3 out? It's just like, it's something you don't normally see.
Yeah, don't.
King, queen of diamonds against ace 9, maybe? It's a bit too much, I guess. It is tempting, though. It is tempting for the exact reason of the hand that Enrico is doing this with. The king queens, the king jack suited. Obviously, by far and away the shortest stack. Could also be a tiny pocket pair.
No, you don't. Sometimes you don't want what you say. Ace 9 is... It's reasonable.
Well, and then he decides to let it go. I mean, obviously it would have been ahead, but It's also not like you're absolutely crushing there. Uh-oh. Ace nine, queen jack, ace king.
I see a world where sometimes David just raises, and he might even call a shove here. Like he knows Enrico's a little bit out of line to reshove with like 15 bigs. Like ace nine suited is it's easily the best hand, to be honest. And David, he's not really shy.
And let's not forget that he already jammed the last hand. That is always something to keep in mind. Yep, David's gonna make the call. Ace nine against ace king. Ooh, that is one hell of a flop for ace nine of hearts. Are you kidding me? Now they're even chop outs too. Man, this is gonna be the hardest victory of ace kings in their life. And ace nine is the one who wins it. Yeah, and a flop like that with that turn as well. When you're praying for the chop almost, you know that it's not going very well. And just like that, we are down to 3. And we have a new chip leader. It's David, who's got more chips than Bert Stevens now.
Sick. I mean, look, when I saw that flop, I did not feel that ace king was ever going to win that pot. Like, yeah, this is just meant to be. Ouch. So my guy is out. He should have won that pot. He should be the one sitting there with a couple million chips. Unfortunately for Enrico, a 4th place finish. It's not bad, but given how many chips he came into final table with, and 2x the second dude, I've seen better days. I think he has too.
And I mean, to be honest, you're just responsible for this. Because if David didn't hit that jack on the river, he probably doesn't make that call, that hand doesn't take place, and your man is still in. So I hope that Enrico sends you an angry DM, because there's only one man responsible for all of this, and that is you.
Well. Well, so Bert Stevens, you still got your pick live for our little side bet. You still got your final table bet, $75. And how much you getting back if you win this one? Is that 9.5?
Well, it was like, yeah. So it's around
Pretty good.
700. Yeah, no,
That
it's a
is
big
good
one.
payday. It's a big one.
It is a big one, but there's no
And
guarantees.
you didn't bet on half the field too, which is nice for you. So you're gonna get like even more of your money back.
But he needs to win first, and David is at this point the chip leader, mate.
Whoa. Wow, overbet. Limp pot. Bluffing. Pair of 5s. Can you get the 10 to fold? I mean, that's a nasty board for a 10, isn't it? No kicker.
Yeah. Very, very tough call. But Molinelli has made a couple of tough calls already. He makes another
Nice.
one. Man, honestly, they're both playing very good. These guys at the bottom been generally very impressed. That's why when you ask me, like, who's going to go heads up with Bert Stevens, I'm like, I don't know, because I think they both played very well. Uh-oh. No, it's 6-4 at opposite, but nobody gives a damn about that. It's all about them pocket 10s against ace queen. And I've got a good feeling about ace queen here.
Yeah, because it's your guy. But pocket 10s, has it been the best hand every single time? I think it has been. When it's gone in. It is going to be the re-shove, practically. Can ace queen go with this one? He is going to go with it. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Yep. Obviously, this looks real strong. And Amalene is like, well, I do hope you have ace king, ace queen. Otherwise, I am in serious trouble. But he makes the call. Here we go. This is for a lot of chippies. There is the queen.
You suck. That's what he said.
Molinelli needs a 10 and a 10 only. Is that a? That is not a 10, it's an ace, and that means we are heads up. Shout out to Molinelli, man. That man honestly played very well. He walks away with $139,000, I believe it is. And we are heads up, Nanonoko, just like that.
For some reason, it's been real dry a little bit, right? And in the last 5 minutes, we busted out everyone. Yo, why what?
Why a tank?
What does that mean?
Why is he taking his time? Why is he being slow? Like it's heads up, man. We're playing for a lot of money. Get to it. Click some buttons.
This is the first hand of heads up. Anyways, well, maybe Bert Stevens just feeling good. Good. 7 million to 3.6 million, Roddy. This is one hell of a sweat for you, right? You say $700 in return to final table betting. You score. And plus, Bert Stevens scores a decent amount of points on the leaderboard.
Or that's way more important than $700, mate. If I have to choose between winning $1,000 neutral dollars or $500 out of your pocket, I take the 500 out of your pocket any given day.
Oh my god, this is real bad, and it's like what we suspect is potentially the stronger player of the two, but I'm not taking away from David. But you know, we
He
we
plays
just hear
real
about
good too.
we hear about Giraffe Ganger a lot more. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling bad about that. And you've been picking winners lately. Oh yes, but the 6-3 offsuit 3-bet is what's going to shake things up, Roddy.
Oh my
Flop the
God.
cocoa nuts and Bert Steven. He might want to
Ah,
represent that ace king, doesn't he?
yeah, but oh my God, why? Why do we have to do it with 6-3? Well, I do think we can give up immediately when we get called here.
Just call here.
Drunk dead. Literally drunk dead.
Literally. Nice call. Let
That's,
them try to rep that ace king. Try to move you off those jack tens, king queens, king jacks. To be fair, those hands would probably fold. Bert, you think he goes one more? Or...
I mean,
He
oh
does.
my God.
900K.
Well, we have a new ship leader. And his name is David. I think David might jam here.
I think it would jam because of how much he's got behind, just 1.4 million.
Yeah.
And it looks like his opponent's got ace king, to be honest.
Yep. Ace
Otherwise,
king
he would have called. Yeah.
or maybe let's say like an ace queen of clubs, maybe.
Kings, tens. There's a lot of
Yeah.
hands that can call this shove. Yeah. If he knew his opponent was doing this with 6-3 offsuit, obviously he would have jammed. But...
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh, Bert Stevens. That one falls into the category unnecessary.
Yeah, it was super aggro. But I mean, this is Bert Stevens' style. Roddy's just thinking, Nano just hyped up all these bets, instantly lose 3 million chips.
It's all good. Now we've got a proper better one. Yeah, now we've got a better one in our hands. Sometimes I wonder. Like, you know, people just wake up and they're like, you know what, I want to win this hand. This right here, you know, the one where he raised. I've got 6-3 offsuit. This one is mine. I mean, at least he didn't go all the way and didn't do something crazy like jam the turn, but
I mean, look, honestly, he probably would have jammed that river. Good thing he didn't just call with the queen jack there, right? Because usually when you make that play, you're looking to go for the last one.
yeah, but that would have been a real Muehloecker. Like if there is 7 million in the middle, why would Bert Stevens bet another million?
Yeah, that's a good point too. But that hand I will never ever forget because it was so ridiculous. But Bart, he's taking it back. Chip leading. He plays fast too.
Well, it takes a little while to take this one back, but he's doing his best.
You want like someone always got to. They always got to give you that Roddy sweat. That's what I realized.
It's been a sweaty couple of weeks now, and not always in the most pleasant ways, but we'll take it. It's fun. I think this is just a deserved top two, and that makes me kind of happy. I think Monelli also played really well. In my opinion, it should have been any of those three. As David flops bottom two pair here.
Yeah. Bert Stevens likes to bet in general. He's gonna fire one out. David check call. Does he check raise? I think standard's check call here. But you know, he might check raise. He is going to check raise. The reason I say standard's call is just that it's, you know, usually you're re-raising ace queen and aces and queens, so people like to call in those spots.
This is I feel like it's pretty tense between these two.
Yeah, it's tense for me, man.
It's tense for me. It's not just tense for you, it's tense for me.
Tense for all of us, all four of us right now.
Yeah, they don't even know how invested we are. Can't even talk about poker anymore. I'm just like looking at Bert Stevens' stack, and I'm like, above 6 million, yay. Around 5.0, nay.
They both got a lot of chips too, if you think about it. Big blind's only 70K, right? Like this could be a real proper battle. We could play for hours. Well, not hours, but like it could be an hour.
We could definitely make it to the break. The next break would be in 21 minutes, or
we get dealt some 6-3 offsuits. You know, oh my god, you are so lucky. Flop top two against a What do you mean why? Look, this is ace versus ace.
Yeah, but it's a7. You make it seem like if he had ace, if it was ace king 7, then I agree. But ace king 8, ace 7, like come on.
Yeah, still gonna lose some chips though.
Yeah, I know it's an ace in heads up, but
Well, it's gonna check call, I imagine. How much is he gonna take from David?
I think David could fold if it's bigger than 600k. I think he's gonna fold.
Plays the board with his
642.
kicker on the board. Be a pretty impressive fold. You know, usually when these spots, I'm always thinking, is it possible we chop? And when it says yes, I call, but he says no. Nice. That's
Good
a
fold
great
by
fold.
David. Yeah. Ooh, aces. All right,
Wow.
David. You remember what Bert Stevens did with 3-6? You should try that once, man.
It's true. Bert should show. No, he's not doing it.
Nobody wants to show aces when you better get any action. Does obviously mean that Bert Stevens takes the lead once more. Flops top pair here with a king. Blinds just gone up. Always feels good to win the first level after the blinds gone up.
Just get
that
me
is
to
your
the
next step.
100k level. Wait, after this level, is it 90,000 or 100,000? Any idea?
100, mate.
Okay, that's my
We're
level.
going to 50, 100. You can calculate big blinds.
You're still tricky. 7-5. Check raise on the flop. Insta takedown. He plays so fast. These are spots where I feel like, you know, you might want a little time to figure out what's better. First, Steven is a man with a plan and a farm.
With a lot of lovely animals.
He loves animals.
King,
He
queen.
plays like an animal.
He's typing something. No deal
What'd he say?
option? No. No, Bert
Come on,
Stevens.
Bert. When you say the deal option, you just start to run bad. Like, oh.
Guys, in the lobby, it's written in a big announcement. No deal option. Not even allowed to make a deal outside of the site. Come on, Bert. You've won one before.
You always send it as too. Does it show weakness? Is it a tell when you ask for a deal, Roddy?
Uh-oh.
Is this the downfall, Bert Stevens? I know he's got the chip lead, but something about that deal making, I don't know. I don't like it.
Same. Always makes me a bit worried. If it's the other guy asking for a deal, it would make me feel a little bit better. 7 deuce against 10-3.
Now he's playing 7 deuce. Getting 3-bet.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is the downfall, Roddy. I feel it slowly.
Would you say he's slowly falling?
Slowly. Yeah. I don't know. He's still got the chip lead. Can you really be slowly falling?
I don't know if he could be slowly falling, but it's possible. 9-3 versus ace-4. Flop is jack deuce deuce.
He's been c-betting every board so far, so I imagine the ace-4 is definitely coming along. Terrible card for both players.
Let's fire one more time, Bert. This one is yours.
It's hard to fire on this card, but this card, someone could fire. They'd steal this pot. Almost always. 4 clubs, no connection. Ace-4 gonna do it though.
David is good, man. Holy hell.
Yeah, he's
I actually think he's played so good.
First time we've seen him too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't play many Super Millions.
I'd love to see my man win. That would definitely be a nice little boost to the poker balance for the rest of the week. But David has been one hell of a player. Goes for a big 3-bet here. Ace-9 makes the call, and that is a horrible flop for 4-3. It's not the best flop ever for Ace-9, but it's a whole lot better for Ace-9 than it is for 3-4.
Bert Stevens love these garbage hands, huh? 3-bets.
Now that is a turn that if Bert Stevens would go big, he would take it down.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe not.
That's a huge bet. 1.1 is hard to call with just ace-9 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, not.
If that 6 was the 6 of spades, he'd go for an easy call. It is an open-ender, right? A jack or a 7, but or double gutter, whatever.
It's a huge pot, and some of your outs like could be bad outs.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem because it's a double flush draw.
Wow!
Oh my god!
It in.
Wow, David is so sick. He's so sick. Actually, so sick. Wow, he's now up to 6.6 million. And he takes a big lead in his heads up. I am stunned. No, David is a maniac.
That is a crazy play. But Bert Stevens, from 7 million to 3.6 with 6-3 suited and 4-3 suited. Roddy?
Yep. I am aware of it, no. I've seen it.
Wow, that's intense. It's getting heated.
Still has a decent amount of big blinds. So no man
sure.
overboard yet, but
Very
that
big.
is just definitely feel like we lost the lead in a very silly way. Flops the bottom pair here, but David has an open ender and a backdoor flush draw.
But that's one hell of a play for ace-9. This is not an easy play. Wow.
Sick puppy play. David is real good.
It's got open-ended here. I would love to see a multi-barrel here. Put all the pressure on those jacks and fives out there.
Jackson fives.
Jacks or fives. He's just.
Bert is forced to let this one go. It's looking dire.
But maybe David does the same play. He gets the 6-3 or the 4-3 and he bumps it up and then we flip it back.
Always possible. And heads up, everything is possible.
Anything is possible. Queen 6 up, kind of a weak draw. It's a big bet. You know, he wanted to make a play. Oh, he's still gonna make a play. Wow. Interesting.
Well, and I think Bert should just jam here. And even if David jams, we can be for losing this spot too. Like, I know it's scary.
Solid turn. But he hit the heart.
I
Another
think we
bet.
just gotta jam. I think now it's time for Bert to jam.
Well, I don't think he should jam because he could be drawing terribly. Wow. The
That's
7's
really
very
bad.
scary.
Yeah.
For both players.
Yeah, but then David has all the chips, so he can just send it.
Yeah. But then, like, does he accidentally just burn? Wow, he put all the chips in here. On a bluff. His opponent could easily have a 10.
Oh
and
my
he folds the best hand.
See, that's why Bert should have jammed the turn. Oh no. All right, well then. And aces, are you kidding me? Wow, David.
This touch-up should be an hour long or something, given how many chips they had. This is quick.
Yep, wow. David first with the obviously the sick ace-9 play, and now this one, the queen 6. I can't believe it. Oh my goodness.
Wow, reships the king 7 suit, gets queen 10 to fold. Oh wow, and they're playing quick.
Yep.
That was a big c-bet too from Bert, and he still made that play on him. He got the best hand to fold, Roddy. You should have listened to you. Jammed the turn, because he wouldn't have lost the pot.
Obviously very scary, but indeed he would have won the pot, and he would have pretty much been back in the chip lead. Now instead, I feel like he's dead and buried. I believe in comebacks. I don't really believe in this one.
Why don't you believe in it?
Because he's got nothing. He's got 1.7 million. Like, no way. He was at 6.5 a while ago.
You suck. Who's he talking to? To David or us?
Maybe all three of us, mate.
Well, Roddy, where do you think this all began, this meltdown? You know what it is, don't you?
The 6-3.
No. Where's the deal
jack
option?
on the river?
Where's the deal option?
That one didn't help. No, you're right.
Instant doom switch. When you mention the word deal anywhere in the client, they just doom switch you instantly.
Setting yourself up for disaster.
Queen 10 makes the call. 6-3, all right. Love 6-3. He's got a little gut shot here.
Why does Bert like 6-3?
What do you think he's going to multi-barrel here?
I don't
Work,
know.
right?
It could work.
I know why. It's birthday.
Yeah, you think he's born on the 6th of March or the 3rd of June?
Yeah, it's birthday for sure. It all makes sense.
I almost wanna look it up.
I don't think you could find that information. Yeah.
Jam.
25 big blinds. Let's see. Does. All right. It's not over. Going back.
Shows the 3. That's kind of funny.
8-5. It's your birthday.
I know, mate, but you don't have to say it every time because you see a lot of 8-5. So
I can't help it. I can't unsee it. That's the thing.
6-4 flops better than 8-5. And David is such a sicko. I can't believe those hands. The Queen 6 offsuit, the Ace 9 offsuit. That is.
Yeah. Two crazy hands. And they were big pots too, right? Like you won millions in those hands. King 5.
But Stevens makes the call. I have a hard time winning this hand. Be forced to let it go. 22 big blinds against 77 big blinds. 81 big blinds.
I mean, not too long ago, you were super pumped, Roddy.
Yeah,
like,
of course. But then
it was like 5 minutes ago.
Hey, pure pain over here, mate. Nothing but pain.
I feel like it wasn't me. It was you that did it to him, right?
Why? What did I do?
You're running bad at the PLO tables. You're rubbing off on your bets. You're like, please don't bet on me, Roddy. Just don't bet on me. You can pick me to win, but don't bet on me.
Maybe that's what it is.
7-4. Wow. You've really ruined me because when I see number cards that don't connect, I'm just thinking, is anyone's birthday? Anyone's birthday. I'm like, is that my birthday? Nope. Not quite.
What is your birthday?
Soon. July 3rd. Real soon, actually.
No, so 6-3. That's why we're playing 6-7. Or 3-7, 7-3.
Yeah, it never gets dealt. Like, literally, I have not seen it all day.
I think this is the kind of hand that David is going to 3-bet and then Bert's going to jam. I'm totally wrong.
Or he gets called and now flopped.
Yeah. But Ace Queen can not get there anymore and drawing dead. There is no justice in this world, is there?
He's not drawing dead. I mean, he's drawing dead technically, but he can still win if he decides to see the 7 of hearts roll off. Bluff at it. Not over. Calls! Ace Queen high, no heart.
That is a really crappy river card, of course, for David. David might check here. Yeah, exactly. Can Bert steal this one away? He has to know that Ace Queen high is no good.
Yeah, he should be betting. I don't know if it'll work, but he should be betting. This is not going to work.
No, it's too small. 2 pair could go here. Then again, if it is a 7, you're like, oh man, I'm just burning chips. It's pretty obvious he's got a 7, doesn't he? It's the way that Bert has played it. He did kind of play it like he had a 7.
It could have a 7, but David is not scared. 1.2 million chips.
Well, that means that Bert Stevens is down to 12 big blinds. And this one is very close to being over. David played absolutely amazing today, man. There's nothing else we can really say. A stunning performance. We are 2 seasons in, or we are 2 weeks into season 2. And last week, our chess grandmaster made a really good impression on us. But I think David, an even better one, man. Obviously got really lucky with the jack on the river, but obviously got it in good. Ace jack against.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Yep. King jack against 10-9. There's the king. So Bert Stevens crawls back to 20.
Can I say it's locked up full double yet?
Queen or an 8, and it's all over.
Okay, see? Told you. I mean, I guess he had a lot of outs on the turn.
Yeah. Solid 8. Going from like the runner to 8 outs. So I was like, could be it. No. If I'm Bert, I'm just jamming again, hoping for another double. Not this one, of course. Like, obviously, I feel like it's so much easier for David to play post flop.
Oh, with this hand, that is a premium if I've ever seen it. 2 queens against a queen 3 offsuit. Misclick min raise or something.
Unfortunate for Bert Stevens. David has been 3-betting garbage like a couple of times, once in a blue moon. Like the 10 deuce earlier and stuff, but yeah, his timing just seems to be really good.
Yeah, he's probably gonna rip this in.
Yeah.
He doesn't give up spots. Like if he, he will keep putting the pressure on. That you flicking in the 5 deuce. Okay, no. Yeah, no, David. He doesn't wait around. And that's what you need to do.
All in. Amazing still.
A 9 would be
Like
20.
Bert can really not afford to lose spots like this with his chip stack.
But these kind of flops with this type of hand, it's not the prettiest. The 10, not the best card.
And that
Something
is quite
David.
the understatement.
Gonna rep it. Bert beats a lot of draws. He did call earlier of ace queen high. Was wrong, but this time if he calls with like this kind of spot, he would be right, but he's folding. Out. Done and dusted.
Yeah. Just jam. For like I would not play any more regular poker now until I'm above 3 million chips. Jam. 100% jam.
There you go. Already feeling good now. I like it.
Well,
Hope so.
I don't know if I'm feeling good.
If Bert doesn't win, the PLO table cash game thing is off today for the week.
Absolutely. We're gonna have to take their money elsewhere. Ooh, this could kind of get feisty.
Yeah, for sure.
Top end of the open ender for Bert against the bottom pair for David. So my bottom pair holds. Bert Stevens gonna have to bet big to take this one down. Let's bet big. I think David is gonna actually fold this one. For the first time in a while, I think he's gonna fold one. Oh my god.
He jams all in on the 3. How? What? This guy's sick. I know he had the best hand there, but that is sick jam.
Yeah, no. He's playing like an absolute sicko. I feel like he couldn't play any better if all cards were off. It's actually unreal. This is one of the best performances we have ever seen. I'm actually gonna say that. I know it's been many weeks, but this is really one of the best performances we've ever seen.
His reads are like nonstop on point.
Yeah.
And he's playing a tough player right now, Bert Stevens too. Just absolutely crushing, ripping it in.
He is making poker look like an easy game. David,
Sure.
I don't know where you're from. Zep. From Hungary. I don't know if you're actually Hungarian or not, but holy hell, mate. You are one hell of a beast. Damn it, I said it in the beginning of the day. I was like, don't go for the chip lead. I could have gone for David. The Hungarians are often good. Well, I got my hopes up. These are the worst now. I wish I would have just busted in 7 and 8. Like, your guys like chip leading, heads up.
It's a big
These
chip
are the
lead too.
worst.
And he was, before chip leader, he was crushing. He was making all the right decisions. 3-bet.
Oh.
Oh, pocket 4s. You have a chance. Look, if you're going to go down, you want the pocket 4s to hit a set. Am I right, Roddy?
No, I'd like to see 10-9 win.
All right.
Well, 10-9 needs to hit. 10-9 needs to hit. So many outs. Jack
So many
6,
outs.
10-9. Jack 6, 10-9. Jack 6, 10-9. The queen is no good. And that means the pocket 4s will close the deal before our next break. My goodness, David Schnupp. I'm trying to say your last name. I'm doing my best. Honestly, Nanonoko, I'm a bit sad, of course, but final table betting. But damn, I have no idea how anyone can be right that many times in a row. That was honestly very sick.
Big pots too. David played great. Bert Stevens actually played really good. In heads up, he got out of line of 6-3 suited, 6-3 offsuit, 4-3 suited. He lost millions of chips there. But before the heads up, he played amazing in my opinion. Like he put so much pressure on Enrico. My pick went down in flames. But David in that heads up, that could have been like an hour and a half long heads up match. That was pretty quick given they were like 75 to 80 big blinds deep apiece. Played perfect.
I do think
made
that
some big plays.
Yeah, obviously Bert made like 2 very unnecessary plays with the 6-3 and then later on was it 9-3 or whatever it was. Like, that was a bit silly, but I really think that David played phenomenal throughout the entire night. Did get lucky. You saved him. You said he was out, then he spiked the jack on the river, but he didn't even really get lucky there because there was ace-5 against ace-jack pre-flop all in basically. So even that he deserved. I've got nothing else to add, Nanonoko, other than that I think he did absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he played great. But Roddy, unfortunately, you don't get some points on her, but You don't win the final table betting. You had a good pick though. You were looking real hot. But now that you know David Zepp, I think next time you see him at the final table, you should pick him.
I think next time I have any picks at the final table, I just don't want you around. Like, can we just mute your microphone if my guy's heads up? Like, I think that will be so much better. Oh. On that note, it's been a long show, and obviously, guys, I do apologize for my quality today being a little bit worse. That is because I'm on the road. I will be back home in the Netherlands on Monday again, so then everything should be smooth sailing. I did really enjoy tonight, Nano. It was obviously a bit different, a bit stressful because not everything worked on my side, but I think we saw some really awesome poker.
Yeah, no, it was been great. You get some rest. You do your little StarCraft thing. I'll see you again next week. Another good show and more final table betting, more pocket 4 sweating, more pocket 5 sweating, and none of it ever hitting.
Yeah, apparently, because that's the way we are running so far. Once more, congratulations to David. Honestly, amazing performance. Congrats to Bert Stevens as well, of course. Second place, nothing to be ashamed of. I think overall our entire top 4 was real solid today, and Pascal made the most of his tiny stack. It was a lot of fun. If you guys enjoyed the second week of the High Roller Super Million Season 2, make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. There are many cool shows running on this channel, not just this one. But we'll be back, same time, same place next week. See you on Tuesday for number 3.
Elkie was waiting to come back to the final table.
Radar holds things. Oh my God.
Michael Adamo is the best.